Oh my god, it's taking forever.
Oh, it's live. It's on and popping.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to
Hey.
TV. Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. It's going to be a really good episode tonight, and we have a special guest with us, and we are going to be talking about a lot of important topics. My name is Lady E, and I will be hosting the show tonight, so bear with me. Um, but if you are not a part of Clockwatch or our Power P family, you definitely need to get on that. And so we do Power Ps every Monday at 9, and we do Clockwatch every Sunday and Tuesday at 9 p.m. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Oh, sorry. um, Yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell, join Clockwatch, and I'm going to pass it over to Chrissy.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight again. Like Lady E was saying, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, tell your friends to tell their friends. We need to get it, uh, we need everybody here on the show with us so that we can have fun. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see our ticker all night that has our IG account, our email, as well as the number that you can text us for our asking for a friend segment. So make sure you send in those questions. Don't forget on Saturdays we have around the turnbuckle. Sundays and Tuesdays, we have our regular clock watch. On Mondays, we have Power P. And on Wednesdays, we have Fit with Spitter. So make sure you stay tuned to our Facebook page so you can get all that information, stay up to date, and never miss the fun. And I'm going to send it over to Miss Spitter.
I am so pumped today, guys. Like, I always love Mondays. I love seeing you guys. My whole social life right here. Extra pumped because we got a special guest, Brittany, who is my friend and makeup lady, and her man was on Spitting with Spitter this week, Wednesday that just passed. So go watch that if you haven't seen it yet. And also, she's like my celebrity crush. Like, I stand Brittany. When she blows up singing, I'm gonna be there. I saw her first, #1 fan. And it is my last day being 38. Tomorrow's my birthday.
That's
Hey.
right.
So it's gonna be a good show. Montana?
Guys, can we just talk about these and this for a minute and how overly excited I am about this? This is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life and been a part of. And this is my social life as well. So I'm extremely excited about being a part of this. And I'm pumped that Brittany joined in. So subscribe, like us, join in, comment. We want feedback. That's one of the most important things that keeps the show going. Feedback. Share. We love you guys. We appreciate all perspectives. Brittany?
Hey, I'm Brittany, like Jackie said, and I have a makeup business from home, skincare, all that jazz. You can find me at Brittany Ray on Facebook or Brittany's Beauty Babes or Instagram, Brittany Ray 15. I'm excited to be here with you guys tonight. Nervous but excited, so can't wait.
It's gonna be great.
All right.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun. You guys ready?
So ready.
Before we start, we've got a bunch of comments already.
Oh,
We do.
Yes.
Oh, we do. I can't. Hold on a second.
I can grab it. You want me to grab it?
Yes, my computer.
Okay. No problem. I got you. So, Alan, hey, thank you for commenting as you always do. Yes. Hello.
hello.
I'm black.
Listen, these are our regulars. These
Our
are
whole
our
gang's
regulars,
here.
and we just love it. We love it. Thank you for always showing up and being on time. All right. Happy
Thank you.
birthday. We got another happy birthday.
Thank you.
And
Oh, she's so
Oh,
sweet.
look who's on there.
so listen, if you guys notice, we just got pink
Hey,
everywhere. Pink everywhere.
he's
You
eating the
boys aren't going to be able to
grooms.
change it. I'm going to lock it. And you boys are not going to be able to do anything. All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for always coming and being here and supporting us. Love it, love it, love it. I guess we can go into our first topic, and that is comfort zone. Do we stay there or do we grow? Right? So, being that Brittany is our special guest today, we are going to let her go first.
Okay. So basically, I'm gonna have this to my business because I feel like Jackie. I worked with Jackie, waitress with her. She was my manager. Loved her. And every time I would go in there, some ladies would come in with their makeup on and everything like that. And I'm not like one of those girls still, even though I've been in this business for like 3 years, that wears a lot of makeup. So I joined this business when I was working at the school in the classroom, and one of the teachers that I became closer with started selling it. So she was like, just try it, just try the makeup, And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. Fell in love with it. I love lipstick. I have dark circles, so I was like, fell in love with their concealer. So I was like, you know what? Why not make some money while I'm wearing this makeup? So fast forward, I got pregnant. I ended up getting I ended up having to be out of maternity leave at 30 weeks instead of like closer to my due date. So that sucked. So I ended up staying home, big old belly, doing makeup and everything like that. And it took me a lot because I was afraid to go live. And in order for this business, going live is like a huge thing. You can't just post and pray. You have to like communicate with your people, and you have to, people, like, even if all of us were doing this, not everyone's gonna like buy from just all of us. They get attracted to one person. They see similarities, they like their personality and stuff like that. So you have to like show that with this business. And I think that's like one of the hardest things for me is to it was for me to get past that. To this day I'm nervous doing lives, but I do them a lot more now. And when I do that and bust
Nervous. I
out
don't
there,
see any nerves. But go ahead.
I know I'm a very social person, but for me to hop on like that, it's just getting out of there. And then you start to see you're communicating with people and you're also bringing in an income, whether it's $100, whether it's a few $100, you know what I mean? Anything is better than nothing in my eyes. And I feel like if I was going to wear makeup anyway, or even wear some skincare, why not share it with everybody? Because a lot of people have things wrong with their skin that they're afraid to say. You know what I mean? So even just getting past the scariness of going live, I was afraid to post selfies because I don't want people to think like, oh, she's conceited, like she thinks like this and this. You know what I mean? Instead of looking at it like that, I had to look at it like this: get up, do your freaking makeup, do whatever, and treat it as a business because that's what it is. I couldn't treat it like it was just something. I had to treat it as it's my job now. I'm home with him. I'm still home with the baby. He's going to be 3 in November. And that's what I do since then. You know what I mean? So I feel like you have to get out of your comfort zone or you're never going to see any progress. You can't stay the same and then expect things to change because they're not going to change when you're just doing the same things. So that's how I feel.
I
Well, wow. Congrats to you, though,
Aw.
for doing that. You're like an inspiration to a lot of people. So we
Thank
appreciate you
you.
sharing that.
Thank you.
I
absolutely.
love watching your tutorials because I know you used to walk around asking people, how do you do that? How do you do that? I don't know how to do
I
my
know.
makeup. Show me how to do it. And you make them really simple because you're like coming from
I
that
do.
place.
Listen, I'm the most simplest person. I don't get my nails done. I haven't got my eyebrows waxed since last September for my sister's wedding. I don't do
Wednesday.
that. I know.
Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, I don't do that stuff. So to this day, I couldn't tell you I couldn't tell you what certain brushes are. Okay, I don't know the
That's the
M42s.
fan brush. That's the fan
Yeah,
brush,
see,
right? That's what,
let me tell you, when I do
that's
my
the fan.
videos,
Highlighter,
I'm
okay.
using my fingers for a lot of stuff, and some people would be like, "Oh my gosh,
You're not
that's
supposed to
me
use
though."
your fingers.
I know that's me. So I'm so basic and simple. I'm all about like, my videos that I do are like 5 to 7 minutes. I don't take
Oh,
long. This is me rubbing it on, putting stuff on, and I'm going. Like I don't have time for that. I got the baby jumping off the bed. Like who knows? You know, he's in my videos sometimes, so I have to make sure that I give it out, but I'm also, giving the good, I guess, information that I can while I do my videos. You know what I
I
mean? And
definitely
just
gotta
showing.
watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely watch it. Check it out.
Definitely.
But
So,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But I think a lot of women like our age and stuff, we're like working mothers or single mothers, and we're like constantly on the go. So for you to just do like a 5 to 7 minute video of like, hey, this is a quick way to do something to make
Yeah.
yourself, like feel a little better today,
Yep.
or that kind of thing. We don't want like a 2 hour long video of like
No.
stuff, like every single detail. Like who
Nope.
has time for that unless you're
I
like,
fast forward to the end to see the result
yeah,
when I see videos like that. I can't. Like my ADHD is just not. I can't focus on that. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
definitely.
So my question for you, Brittany, was what did it take for you to step outside of your comfort zone? What was that aha moment like? All right, I just got to do this. Like, screw this. I'm getting out of my. So, because I always say that when you're comfortable, you remain the same and there's
You
no
do.
growth. But you only grow through being uncomfortable, right? Because
Yes.
you want to change things to get back to being comfortable. So, what was it like? Can you define, can you pick that defining moment where you were like, this is it, I'm done? Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, because even after I like did it while I was pregnant, I never gave it my full like attention. Do you know what I mean? And then
Hmm.
after I had him, I kind of took a little break, but I never stopped. And then it was kind of like I'd say a few months after he was born, I'm like, oh my god, I'm not I'm not going back to work. It might go into the next thing, but I have really bad anxiety. So at that point, I said I can't leave him. Like, I'm not leaving him with anybody. I don't care if it's a family member. I don't care if it's anyone. I physically cannot leave him with somebody else because I would probably end up in a mental ward because I have really bad anxiety, like leaving my kids. So I said, I have to bust my ass and keep going and pushing to make sure I make some type of income, even if it wasn't like even if it was enough to pay for Christmas that year or enough to pay for a few bills or something to contribute. Do you know what I mean? Because I was going from working because I went to school to be a teacher in special ed, got my bachelor's, was working in the classroom, and then it was like nothing. So I knew that I couldn't leave him with anybody. Do you know what I mean? So that was like my aha moment where I had to like put my blinders on and just keep going and keep going. And it was funny because I just was so consistent. And as I was getting that ball rolling with myself, doing lives, doing quick videos with music in the background, people seen me with the baby and they were like, "Oh my God, Brittany, I'm home with my child too. Like I didn't think I could do that. You know, you can do it, and you can feel good while doing it." And in the same sense, it was like when you're a mom, I mean, there's times where I'm in my pajamas 5 days out of the week. Sometimes I'm doing live videos and I'm wearing my Christmas pajamas as my pants because you can't see my
Hmm.
shirt. So it was kind of pushing me to get out of that little funk, to
Hmm.
get up, get dressed, and do my makeup. So it was helping me in like all aspects. You know what I mean? Because when you
Yeah.
look good, you feel good. So when I'm
Yes.
doing that for myself and I'm helping others, it's like, wow, she looks so good. She's really like Jackie. You look so good, girl. Come on now. I feel good that you feel good. Do you know what I'm saying? So I get excited. And that's when it kept going. And I actually got a car bonus that month. I got all this stuff going, these bonuses. And it was like, wow, look what happens when I actually do something. You know what I mean?
So breaking out of your comfort, right? Because
Yes.
if you're comfortable, you're not going to move. You're going to stay right
No.
where you're at.
Yep.
Yep. What about you, Jackie?
I guess I would think of it's mostly work related too. I started in the restaurant business. I waitressed from the time I was 15, and I was painfully shy. I was like, I didn't speak to my table. unless I had to. And I just tried to be completely perfect so we didn't have to conversate. And I even had a boss say to me after like maybe 5 years away from things, he said, I don't understand why these people love you. You have the personality of a cornflake. But you know, over time once I had kids, I think it changed. And I realized like going out for like a family dinner, maybe they saved up all week. Maybe they saved up all month to be there. Even if it was just like a chain restaurant or whatever. Like, I'm gonna talk to them. Like, this might be their big night out. And it definitely got me out of my comfort zone. I've made friends with regulars. I've like exchanged numbers. I've like made friends with coworkers. And you know, in restaurants, it's like heavy turnover, so you meet
Yeah.
hundreds of people. And no.
Jackie runs it.
And then when I switched into management, I got nervous again because I was like, I know at home I'm bossy, and I didn't want to rub people the wrong way, and I didn't want to be a bitch because I thought I kind of was, and I wanted to,
You
but like,
never.
but I also broke out of that. I just was like, you know, I care about my staff. I was in their position at one time. I can be that like nice boss, but if you're breaking the rules, you're affecting everybody else, and I can't allow it. Like, you're not doing your job, somebody else is, and that's not a nice boss. So, I mean, it was a learning curve. Everything makes me uncomfortable. Everything that is outside of the house is outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I can't stay in the house. So I guess, but
Agoraphobia. Stay right in the house. Don't go nowhere.
That's me. I'm up in the house
seriously.
all day.
But every time that I face something I'm scared of and like go through it, it's exhilarating. The first time we did this podcast, I was like, oh my God, why am I doing this? And I was like freaking out when it was over. That was so great. So it's always a good feeling afterwards. I guess that's my point.
Yeah.
What about you, Montana?
I agree with Jackie 100%. I think in the restaurant business, I was painfully shy. And I think it came off kind of rude because I didn't talk to the customers. They would leave me like no tip because I would just was, what do you need? And I'm like shaking as I'm writing it down, shaking.
Uh-huh.
I'm writing it down, going, okay, anything else? Wait, what'd you say? Water? Okay, water? Okay.
And like run away.
Shaking. Hi, Alan. Shaking as I'm writing stuff down. And if you don't make yourself uncomfortable and if you don't do certain things, like leave the house, if I didn't have the option to leave the house, I wouldn't leave the house. So I have to make myself do things. I have to make myself go to the grocery store. I have to make myself go out and be around people, drive my car, do stuff, because that plays in, like Brittany said, with your anxiety. That kind of pieces in with it. Because if you don't make yourself do it, you're just gonna fall into getting used to not doing stuff that's kind of considered normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's hard, but it's tough.
So for
Absolutely.
me, I think I'm comfortable wherever the hell I do.
I'm sure. Of course you are.
Whatever the hell I do, wherever I go, I am really comfortable. Like I just make myself because I feel like. So I'll give a real quick story. I know Black likes his stories, and we're always like, oh, story. But mine will be really, really quick. So I worked for a cardiac device company, and I was really young. I was only 23 years old, and I was a regional manager for this cardiac device company. And my boss, my VP, actually came. I used to have to go to quarterly meetings where all management from every part of the organization had to meet every quarter and go over revenue and gross profit and all that good stuff, right? And I would sit there and Alan, so I would sit there and talk to everybody, the VP, the CEO, the CFO, like it was no big deal. Like whatever, like you're just people. We cut you, you bleed just like me, right? You just cut. He's so stupid. um, you bleed just like me, so it's no big deal. My grandfather was an actor and a playwright, and he always taught me that no one is above anybody else.
Right.
So always make yourself comfortable in whatever situation you're in. Never, I mean, and when I was a CPR instructor, taught CPR and basic life support, I used to teach at Fortune 1000 organizations. These people are making $1 million in their bank account, but I'm sitting there and teaching you something,
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
right? Because everybody doesn't know everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So just because they're smarter in one area doesn't mean that they're smarter in an area that you're well versed in. So I don't know. I'm comfortable. I don't know that I've ever been uncomfortable. Maybe with creepy dudes, maybe creepy guys in a dark alley somewhere. Maybe that's when you notice how uncomfortable.
Definitely.
But otherwise, I do push myself. I push myself to go beyond my boundaries. And maybe the only other place is starting my own business would be
I
where
Yeah.
I have a
Like we
fear.
were
We were
talking about
talking
last
about
night.
that last night.
Yeah.
mentioned that to you
Yeah,
about.
yeah. That
Thing
would be the only other thing. Men, creepy men, and starting my own business. Everywhere else, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
That's all you
Creepy
need.
men for sure.
I think we can all
To you,
agree.
Alan,
Creep
my
men have
story's
no
short.
place here.
No. Short story, Alan.
That's another.
Hold that.
That's another
Yeah, right?
Mhm.
topic,
That's a different topic.
right? All right. So mine. First, I want to say that doing or being on the podcast when I first started with Black, we were on a different show. I have never done anything like that. I have always been afraid of speaking in front of people, especially people that I don't know, or, just a lot of people watching me, like all eyes on me. And I get like so, anxious and nervous. And I mean, I still do a little bit. I guess I hide it pretty well sometimes, but just doing that was getting out of my comfort zone, and I just so happened to absolutely love it, and I have met a lot of great people doing it, and I'm so happy that I had that opportunity, because I met all of you lovely ladies and everybody else on Clock Watch, and now we have become like a little family. So that definitely got me out of my comfort zone. And then also with me, so I am taking classes right now to become a counselor. Thank you, Alan. But right now, I'm taking classes to become a counselor. It's something that I wanted to do for a very, very long time, and I never, I thought that I didn't have the funds or the time to go back to school, or do these things, because I'm a single mom, and I'm working like 7 days a week and all this stuff, and then I have the podcast and Clockwatch, and it was just a lot. But the opportunity came up, and it was actually something within my budget that I could afford, and I was like, it took me weeks to think about it, and I was like, well, why not? This is something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm just gonna go for it and do it. And it was actually, so as you're taking classes to become a counselor, you're also going to therapy yourself, which scared the shit out of me, to be honest, because I was like, I have to face things now. I have to talk about things to other people that I don't even know. It's basically like this. We're
Yeah.
talking on Zoom, cameras, and we're blurting out all of our insecurities and darkest hours of our life, and to these people that I don't even know, a teacher I just met, and
It's uncomfortable.
yeah, it's very, very uncomfortable. But you will not, the support that I get from just telling my stories and expressing myself, and all the support that I get from all the other ladies on there is amazing. And I absolutely love it. And I cannot wait until, I graduate and I'm done, because then I can start helping other people.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yes. And I also, sorry, this is like a three-part answer, but I also want to start my own business too. I've been doing catering and stuff for probably like to 6 years now, and every place that I've worked doing catering, somebody always tells me, "Why don't you just start your own business? Why don't you like, you know, do this, do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to, but maybe it's not like the right time. Like, but when is the right time, really? You know?" So like, I was gonna
It is.
I was gonna start my own cupcake business a long time ago, probably like 6 or 7 years ago. And then I had business cards made out. I was making cupcakes at home. I was taking pictures of them, posting them online. You know, starting this whole thing, trying to promote myself and everything. And then I got pregnant with my son. And I was like, well, I can't do this now. Like I have to like focus on, you know, my job and making money and like supporting two kids now instead of one. So I put my dreams aside and I was like, well, maybe when, you know, things, you know, my kids get older and then I can like do everything. But, and I still hear the same things from people. Do your own thing, start your business, do this. Do I'm like, ah. So you know what? I think I'm probably gonna do it soon. I don't know. Like we'll see.
You should.
We got some comments. You ladies down below might be blocked a little.
It's fun.
Okay.
So we got Stephanie. She said, I'm very shy and somehow I pushed myself. Okay, Stephanie's shy, but Patricia's not. We all know who Patricia is. We found out a couple of episodes ago. We
Patricia.
told.
Yeah.
That's her drunk alter ego. Um, I'm very shy and somehow I pushed myself and became a hospice social worker who now walks into random people's homes and talk about death and dying all day long. If something is important to me, I will leave my comfort zone. She is. She's great. I left my comfort zone 20 years ago. I would be in a dozen movies. If I left my comfort zone 20 years ago, I would be in a dozen movies and have my own sitcom by now. But Alan, that's only if you're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's so
Oh.
humble.
I love you, Alan.
Hey,
Hey,
Linda.
y'all. Hey. Y'all should corner the market. Y'all all bring a different skill set and sell everything.
Yeah.
Takeover.
So true.
I like that.
I do too. That's good.
So yeah, so basically coming out of your comfort zone, um, so that you can make change. But sometimes coming out of your comfort zone can also bring anxiety,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So hold on
And
one
there's
second.
never a right time ever.
No, you can make excuses when you say it's not the right time. You're telling yourself it's not the right time because
Yeah.
you're not ready yet.
Yeah.
There's never going to be a right time to be
I
uncomfortable.
know. Never.
Never.
So do your
So
cupcakes.
yeah,
Do your cupcakes. Do you, baby girl?
Yes.
I also, so a couple years ago, I also went back to doing modeling too, which I was like, I can't do this. I'm like 30 years old. What do I look like being a model and a mom of two and all this stuff? And
You know
that
what you look
doesn't have
like? People
anything
will
to
be
do
like,
with it.
wow, she's getting ready to have a kid and doing
Do you
it.
see that
Yeah.
feedback?
but I'm like, I don't have the perfect body. I don't have, you know, I got stretch
What
marks.
model has a perfect body? It's called
It's
airbrush and
Photoshop.
Photoshop.
Yes.
And we're all
And
about
your
body
pictures are
Or
hot.
you,
positivity.
yes, or they're
Oh,
17 years
thank
old.
you.
So
People
stop
love
it.
that.
Yes.
But
Yes. They
so I
do.
did it. I decided to do it, and I did it for a few months until I got a divorce, and then I had to stop doing it for a little bit. But eventually, I do want to get back into it because you know there are models. There's 50-year-old models, so like
Hmm.
Yeah,
whatever.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
I mean, freaking, what's her name? Vanessa Williams.
Yep.
Look at Cynthia. I mean, they're gorgeous. These women are in their 60s. I mean, freaking look at
Yeah.
Tina Turner and Cher. And I mean,
Yeah.
God, Jack LaLanne was for how many years? Like, how old? Come on now. Like,
Those are just
yeah,
inspirations. And
yeah.
yeah,
then
Yep.
age ain't nothing but a number.
black.
I'm not even, I didn't even read it before I put it. I apologize. I
I
would have
didn't get to
never
read
even put
it.
it up. Don't
Now,
worry,
You
it's
know,
not
igno-
necessary.
I
Oh,
oh,
you're
use
going to put it up?
Oh,
so
geez.
now I decorate cookies for my job, okay? And I sent them some pictures and he was ripping on me. I'm like, damn, it's like my third day and you're I gotta get used to this and get.
Look, he
Thank
says
you.
you got 30 more days. And before we go into our next topic, we got one more because, I told him to go to bed. I guess he listened. Well, I know it's his bedtime. This is his bedtime every Monday night. So thank you, Alan, for showing up like you always do. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
And we watched
night.
Turnbuckle. I watched
We
the
do.
entire
Yep.
thing, so it's really good.
Yes. That Havoc guy, like I liked him. It's so cool. I didn't know who he was, but I liked him.
I liked it. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it. Yeah, it was good.
So who wants to start off with this? My anxiety reminding me I have anxiety. Where is the aspirin?
Can I jump in? Can I
Yeah.
grab?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna
go
grab
ahead.
this one real quick. Aspirin does nothing. How about like Xanax? What is
Vicodin,
aspirin?
morphine, Dilaudid. Don't have me
Dilaudid.
going on. Yeah.
Throw idiot. Anxiety is probably so. Someone. I think it was your poll. They commented. You're welcome, Alan. Someone commented and said anxiety with what? And someone who doesn't have anxiety doesn't understand that we don't. It doesn't make sense to us either. We don't know
No.
why we have anxiety.
Mm-mm.
We can have anxiety over literally anything,
Yeah.
and we can't control it, and it's helpless, and you feel like you're losing control, and it sucks so
It
bad.
does.
Especially when you're around someone who doesn't have it, because then they're just like, what are you freaking out about? What's the problem?
Yeah.
You're like looking around behind you, you're like,
Right.
your heart starts pounding and you don't know why.
Yeah.
There's no explanation for it. So I mean, it's real. It really is a real thing, and people should be more aware. If they see someone going through that, it's like,
Yeah.
Xanax, I know it is, but it doesn't always help. It makes me just pass out. I was
So
prescribed
Facebook
so many.
user, sorry, Facebook user, in order for us to see who you are, if you can please accept the terms to StreamYard, it is posted with, um, if you go outside of the podcast, right above in the description, there is a link so that you can click on it for StreamYard, accept the terms so we can see who you are. We appreciate you commenting and we want you to be an active part of this. So I'm
Absolutely.
sorry, go ahead, Montana.
No. I'm just saying it doesn't. It doesn't. There's band-aids to situations,
Yeah.
and it's a quick band-aid to throw something at a situation. But until you understand how to actually get to the root of the problem, I don't think there's really anything that's gonna. It's growth. You have to figure
Yeah.
out what's causing it. What's making you feel this way? Why do you feel this way? Why am I freaking out? Because I'm going for a drive. And then once, like
Yeah.
Jackie said, once you start driving and you get to it, you're like, I just drove.
Yeah.
Look, yay! Like you're all like proud of yourself. We just did a podcast. Oh my gosh, it's exhilarating. So you just have to kind of get over yourself a little bit sometimes, you know? It's
Yeah.
easier said than done, but
It is.
that's all I got.
Definitely.
Stephanie's gonna hide us again for a little bit. You want to take that, E?
She says, don't even get me started on anxiety. When I go get gas, I have to have my gas tank open and money ready before I even pull in because of fear that I'm going to keep people waiting. That's just one thing that I deal with.
Exactly, Steph. Exactly how I feel.
I don't have that fear. I'm like, y'all like take my time.
I feel so weird just like being like a problem to somebody. Like I'm holding up a line or something and then I start sweating and then I start stumbling and fumbling and stuttering. It's terrible.
And you're saying sorry for nothing.
I'm
That's
so
not
sorry.
even
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's not even my problem. I didn't even do it. I'm just sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry. Don't be mad at me.
Well, I used to be like that because I used to cut coupons. So when I would go to the line and I would hand them this whole stack of coupons and I would look behind me, I'm like, yeah, you're gonna wait a
People eye
minute.
you up, right?
Yeah, they do, and I'm like, sorry,
Well, I'm
but
saving money and you're not, so go ahead.
right?
So if I took the time to cut the coupons, be sure I'm going to take the
Seriously,
time on the line.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like, what about you, Jackie? What's going on with you in anxiety? And how does it affect your health?
Like I said, I was painfully shy when I was younger, but it was like more than that. I was scared of everything my entire life. I didn't go in the ocean. I didn't go in the deep end of the pool. I didn't go on rides. I didn't ride my bike too fast. I didn't talk to strangers. I was like an abnormal child. And then like in my early 20s, I started having panic attacks, diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. Who, me? Trauma? Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
We all have some trauma going on.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Help you out with that. I can help you out.
Yes,
I'm
thank
learning
you.
all about it in my counseling class, so we're good.
Well, the first panic attack, I didn't know what it was, and I thought I was like having allergic reaction or something, and I couldn't breathe, and I drove myself to the ER, and I hyperventilated until I passed out right from the triage nurse. I woke up and they were like, "You're having a panic attack,"
Mhm.
and they gave me Xanax. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I'm
Xanax
not a
made
fan.
me like fucking
Wired.
zonk out.
Yeah.
I had to call my mom, like, "Come get these babies."
You're
I
drugged,
can't
right?
move.
It's like, yeah, I feel drugged. It doesn't help me at all. I'm like passed out. I don't
Yeah.
They
like it.
put me on something not Xanax. And they put me in counseling for like 6 months. The medicine didn't work. The counselor only asked me how the medicine was. I finally had a friend call me, and it was a friend of a friend. And she called me up and she was like, "I just went through this." She taught me all these breathing techniques and stuff, which made the panic attacks. I got control over them. Like, I breathed through them. I knew what I was doing. So maybe they lasted a year, but I figured it out. But then for like 10 years, I just kind of flipped the anxiety to make it like my nervous energy was like what I lived off of. And so, like, I got straight A's in
Well,
school.
go you,
I did
girl.
I cleaned until the middle of the night. Like, I was nervous all the time. I was so neurotic. I don't think it was till I went back to church that I really calmed down.
Yeah.
And I mean, faith and fear are like, you can't have both at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but I'm not comfortable going out in public. I still sweat and stutter and all that kind of stuff when I get nervous, but I'm
But
not
yet
like
you
in a,
see her. But yet you see her so fluid on this show. I don't believe her.
Yeah.
Not one
Yeah.
It's
That's
because
you
you
never
guys are
know.
all welcoming, though. It's because you make us feel welcome. That's why when we're around people
yeah.
we don't know, we're like,
Yeah.
But
it's
you gotta
different.
pretend that everybody you meet is us.
I
And then there you
can't.
go.
Can't.
You're good.
No,
Like that's Chrissy, that's Lady E.
no, there's like a vibe that you get from people. Like
Yes.
you can tell when people are welcoming to you, when if you know just
Yeah.
by looking at them or like the vibe that they give off. So
I like that comment. That's a good
Yeah.
comment. Eric's, that was good.
You want to read it, Montana?
It's not okay. Don't do that. You read it. I didn't.
She's
Remember,
like,
Read
don't
I
even
didn't.
do that.
I didn't
You
ask to
called
read
it out. You
I
read
just
it.
said it's a good comment. I don't want to read it.
Eric
It's not
said,
even a. Go ahead. Yeah.
"It's not even a band-aid. It's worse. It dims the light you have so that you're acceptable by public standards. That's my
It's
opinion."
exactly. It's like being a zombie. You're now all of a sudden you're fixed. It's not. It's
Jesus
not okay.
name. Share that. Yes.
Yep.
So with me, I'll just go and then we can go to Brittany, whatever. But I'll be really quick. I didn't think that anxiety was a real thing. I thought people were full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being honest. I thought people, even as a nurse, I thought people were full of shit, and it wasn't real until I had my first panic attack. And what it was my blood sugar had dropped so low that I felt like I was gonna die while I was driving, and the anxiety of feeling like I was going to die and crash while I was driving, and I had no control over the situation. It freaked me out. It freaked me out so much that every time my sugar dropped low, I had a panic attack.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh my
wow.
God.
I associated. It was an
It's that
association at
feeling
this
that you
point.
get.
Yeah, and it was an association, and I was like, "Holy shit!
Yep.
This is what a panic attack is."
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately enough, like Jackie, like Miss Spitta said, I was able to learn those breathing techniques. So what I did was to prepare for my low sugars. I always made sure every car that I was in, like I have two cars, so I made sure there was enough sugar tablets in the cars. I always made sure I had a snack in the car. Like I always made sure I had myself prepared so that at least if my sugar started dropping, then I wouldn't panic because I knew I had a
Yeah, it was like
problem. So it kind
it
of
was your
lulled it.
blanket, your security blanket. You have
Yeah.
it in there with you. Yeah.
You don't know how many bottles of sugar tablets I have in my car. Like anybody
Well, you were
don't know, I'm good.
You were type 2, right? You were type 2. You were just
I was type 2. I was just recently undiagnosed from all my work and losing weight and
good job.
Wow.
eating healthy, so I'm no longer a diabetic.
Nice.
Good.
Well done, girl. Well done.
That calls for a celebration.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Good for you.
So what about you, Brittany, with anxiety? Talk to us
Oh
about
my
it.
God. Well, I'll try to keep it short because I can go on and on about anxiety.
Go ahead.
We all could,
Yeah.
so good.
Seriously though, so there's so many stories, but I haven't taken any medicine for it because I have anxiety with taking medicine. So
You have
I can't
anxiety
even
by
do
having
that.
anxiety?
I'll think I'm dying.
Yes.
Um, and like you were saying, that like nobody knows because you can't see it. So it's like you don't think it's real, and people just think like, oh, they're just, and there's never really like a true root to it. Like there could be, but then there sometimes there's not. You could just be sitting there and you just get this adrenaline rush and you just gotta like go, go, go. I mean, my first one, I was like 14 or 15 in ninth grade, and I got it when I was in class. And I was sitting there, and I think it was like cooking class, and I just got that rush. My heart started racing. My ears were like someone was doing this, and I just
Mm-hmm.
was like my equilibrium was off, and I just got up and just like ran out the classroom, and
Oh,
I never would have done that. So for months, every single day, I had that. I didn't leave my house. I didn't want to. I couldn't even shower alone. I had to have my mom stand in the bathroom. I was showering. I was afraid to sleep alone. I thought I was dying. It was freaking horrible. And then I got over that. It wasn't an everyday thing. It was kind of like I cheered. So we would go to competitions, and in the middle of a performance, I would get it and just run off the thing, and it was just crazy. So it was horrible. But then I feel like my experience as an adult was different because I would get those panic attacks once in a while. But when I had my kids, that anxiety turned into, Jackie, how I am with my kids. It turned into anxiety with my kids, where
Yes.
I'm afraid of everything. I'm afraid of, I
Everything.
don't want people driving with my kids. I don't want my kids sleeping anywhere. I don't even let them go to half the family's house. It's like bad. And I know that's bad because it's like debilitating for me, but I know it hurts them in the long run. But it's so like nobody understands that like the feeling how you already have as a parent already, and then add
Times 10.
anxiety about that. It's
Yep.
the worst feeling in the freaking world. I mean, even field trips for my kids were such an issue. Like we weren't allowed to go on field trips. I weaseled my way on the bus every time, and the principals like hated me. Okay, like it was crazy. I remember the one time I couldn't even get my kid to I couldn't go. The baby was born, and I'm like, oh my god, she can't go to a baseball game without me. There's so many other people there. And I seriously had teachers that I worked with go text me. I had her grandparents buy tickets to go to the freaking game. It's bad. So I already know that. Like I'm crazy with my kids, but I can't explain it. It is debilitating, like very. And it's so hard now. It's crazy because of everything going on in the world with this whole like coronavirus. Forget it. My germ anxiety is like crazy. I won't even like when I seen TJ and Mike in the video, I'm like, Mike, you're around TJ? What are you doing? That's not 6 feet. Oh my God. Like it's crazy. So I hope that I can like get out of this when this is all over because it's definitely messed with my brain like more than any other like type of anxiety. It's crazy. Like I shop online for my food. I literally don't leave my freaking house. Do you know what I mean? I
yeah.
take the kids now to go swimming at their grandmother's, but I'm like, no one's coming out. We got to wipe the whole deck down. So like it's bad. Do you know what I mean? So like I hope that I can get past it. I don't know. I might have to call you and talk to you.
Yeah, no, we're all going to
You be
have
my
therapy
counselor.
sessions. We have nurses and counselors. We have like
You
a
got
whole team.
customers.
Yes.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's
I
really
can't
bad.
prescribe
I mean,
anything, but I can dialogue with you.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I know
This
it's
is
bad,
a
and that's
therapy
the
session for all of us.
yeah.
Hmm.
I know it's bad, and it's crappy, but I mean,
Yes. Valid
yeah. Oh
point.
my god, if I had depression with it, forget it.
It's
Like
bad, man. It's not. It is a nightmare because
I
then
don't
you're
wish it on
depressed.
anyone.
Nope. Then you're depressed and you're anxious. So
Yes,
you're sad and you can't pull out of the anxiety because you're sad for no
yeah.
reason. And it's like, ugh,
It's a
it's hidden
cycle. It kind of like comes in like sometimes
waves.
I'm good, Yeah, and then it'll like for a few weeks it'll just keep popping up, and I'm just like,
Yep.
oh my god, what's going on?
And then a lot of people don't understand that. I mean, I didn't.
They
I like
don't.
just like Chrissy said. Like I thought it was bullshit. I was like, come on, guys,
Yeah.
just stop pretending like you're having some sort of panic attack. And then
You
I had
just
one.
want a 3-day vacation with a 72-hour hold in the hospital. That's what you.
Yeah.
That's what.
Seriously, and once you have it, your body recognizes. Like you said, you were in the every time your blood sugar would go down, you kind of like
Right.
associated with that, and then you'd have one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
What-
you're screwed.
Yeah. What about you, Lady E? So this is your forte. Talk to us.
Yes.
Woo. Yes. Woo.
We
Goodness.
need your skills.
So, I wanted to say first that I was very much like Jackie. I, from the time I was like all through my childhood until I was about 11 years old, I would not talk to anybody. I was so shy, quiet. My parents thought there was something wrong with me because I didn't talk. They took me to therapy too, and they're like, and I wouldn't even talk to the therapist. I'm like I didn't like talking to anybody. We would go to restaurants and I would whisper it what I wanted to my mom, and she would have to order it for me. That's how bad it was. And what actually got me out of my comfort zone was I went to the Barbizon modeling school when I was 11. I was in sixth grade. And, I learned how to do makeup and I was, doing runway shows and, all this stuff. And I got really into it. And then all of a sudden, I was like completely, I don't know what happened. Like, I just completely changed. And
Yeah.
my mom, we went to the bank one day, I remember, and I talked to the teller and I said I would just like took control about something. And my mom would look at me like, who are you? Like,
Came out
so
of your
it's like
shell.
these like things happen in your life where you're just like, you just start doing things differently and something clicks inside of you. Um, so, well, I think the first time I experienced anxiety was so I have asthma and I let's see, I think my daughter was like 4 or 5, maybe younger than that. But I woke up in the middle of the night. I was having like trouble breathing. I took my inhaler, which like I thought would help me. And then I was waking up every hour to take it. And the more you take your inhaler, the less it
Yeah.
works. You're supposed to take it every
And your
4
heart starts racing and everything.
hours. Right. So by the time that I woke up trying to get ready for work, I couldn't breathe. I was scared for my life. Like I'm like trying to shower, I'm trying to get ready for work, and I'm like, and
Yeah.
I had to call 911 on myself. And I got an ambulance, take me to the hospital, and they told me that it was not an asthma attack. They're like, no, it's not an asthma attack. It was from anxiety, from not like thinking that you're gonna die, like you can't breathe, like something is constricting my airways, and that scared the shit out of me, and that I think it was the first time I had an anxiety attack. And then the second time was I was in an abusive relationship. I was pregnant with him, and we were in the car together, and he slammed my head into the steering wheel when I was driving. I almost wrecked the car. I had to pull over. We were fighting for the keys. I got out of the car. He took my car, drove off, and I'm on the side of the road, like, like breathing so heavily, and just the anxiety of being in that situation and dealing with somebody like that. That just the whole thing was, awful.
What's his address?
Yeah.
Right.
We know people, we go places.
Yeah.
I have bleach.
This was a long time ago. But I ended up, having a miscarriage after that.
Oh,
So it
Sorry.
was very traumatic experience, and it's just it's just something that I'm slowly working on and dealing with. But I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression about 3 4 years ago, and I realized like that I was working like way too much. I was keeping myself busy so much that I wouldn't have to think about all the things that I was upset about,
Yeah.
or yeah, like the traumas that I had to deal with in
Mm.
the past, or the things that I was going through with, my marriage, or being living in a different state other where my daughter wasn't with me. That kind of thing was like it takes a toll on you. Eventually it catches up to you. All these feelings that you don't um, deal with or talk
Yeah.
about or take care of, it just keeps building and building and building until the point where I was working like 60 hours a week. I was the head caterer of this whole company,
Yeah.
um, and like I realized like I need to slow down. I need to do something. I'm not happy with myself. I feel depressed. I have anxiety all the time. So you have to focus on what makes you happy or what you enjoy doing. Um, you can't just like get caught up in everyday life, because once you do that, it's like it's gonna take over your life, and then you're
Yeah.
not gonna have any time for yourself. Like I'm pretty much doing the same thing that I did before now because I'm working like 7 days a week.
Ugh,
But
But with a better perspective, a better outlet.
yeah,
And
yeah.
we have Eric who has, sorry ladies down there. And he says, I
okay.
deal with crippling depression on a regular basis. I don't know how to feel or even respond to things. It's like you lose all emotion and become a shell of a person you are. Hunger and thirst go away, just rolling through the motions, trying to make it through the day. So
exactly.
Right.
I have to say something here with him speaking. As a nurse, it is my responsibility to make sure that you're okay. I can't, this is live. I have to do my job as a nurse. I'm mandated. I need to make sure you're okay. Can you inbox me and let me know you're good? Um, also, um, we have a mentoring program that Lady E is a part of that you can reach out to us and we can assist you in helping you with some of that if you aren't already seeking. This is not professional help, but we do recommend if you aren't seeking professional help to find some. Sometimes just joining in and having friends and an ear to listen to can sometimes relieve some of that anxiety and depression. But if you can just please inbox me and let me know you're doing good. This is just one of the downsides of being a registered nurse. And
Oh,
I have to make sure that you're okay and you're good. And anxiety fucking sucks. I just want one foot in front of the other. I hear you, Mr. Lucky. I just call you Lucky, Mr. Lucky, because that's just how I've known you to be. But it is this mark for us right now to thank Brittany for being a part of our show tonight. Uh,
You're
if you
welcome.
if you can just say goodbye and once again let us know how we can get in touch with you, and with your business and what's going on.
So thanks for having me, you guys. I have to get the little one to bed. So if you want to get in touch with me on my Facebook, it's Brittany Ray. If you want the beauty page, it's Brittany Ray's Beauty Babes or Brittany's Beauty Babes. See, I'm going crazy. I'm tired. See, I'm not usually up this late. Like, why am I like this?
I don't either.
But my Instagram, my Instagram is Brittany Ray 15. So if you guys need any makeup, skincare, whatever, I don't know, just want to check out what's going on, just follow me on those things.
And we'll have Brittany post that to the Clockwatch Facebook page.
Okay.
yeah.
So thank you
You're
again
welcome.
for joining us, and you have a great evening and get the baby to sleep. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye. So real quick, we got Stephanie here, and Eric responded back. Um, she's not part of the mentoring program, but if she wants, you can send anyone her way just for general counseling. Let her know. Thank you, Stephanie. That is a phenomenal offer, and she is amazing because that is my go-to chick.
She's super cool. She messaged me and she was like, "If you need anything, I'm right here." And like, you guys all
That's
do
my
that for me,
girl.
but Stephanie's cool. I love her. I think she's
Yeah.
great.
She is awesome.
She's really great.
I
Thank
love
you,
all
Eric.
her.
Thank
I
you
love
for
all
checking
her
in.
comments and everything in the Clock Watch group too.
Yep.
Very
Thank
active,
I find more therapy in this than in actual therapy.
right?
Some people just do. But Eric, thank you for that. Thank you for letting me know if there's anything that you need from us. We are all a source of comfort, support, and anything. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Like I said, sometimes it just takes one good conversation.
We're all friends here.
Actually,
Hey,
so Eric
yeah.
was messaging me over the weekend, and so we were chatting a little bit. So Eric, if you ever do want to talk about anything, I am there for you in case you need it. So,
That's awesome.
and I will
So
try
Ben
my
just
best.
told me that he was commenting and none of them were coming through. So I see he made it through. So I don't know if he wants to let us know what he was saying the whole time that we missed.
So where Ben, can you tell us where exactly you were at? He's like, finally,
Yes.
where were you at? I don't know where you were at. I'm gonna try to find you on my phone. And of course, Eric, that's what we're all here for, okay?
Yeah.
And Eric
So
made a good point. I forgot. When my anxiety was flaring up terrible, I had a terrible relationship with food. It tasted like rubber. Like I did not want to eat. And I know other people it goes the other way where depression will make you eat more. But to me, I was like, I'll forget to eat. I won't think about eating. I'll try to force myself to eat and I'll be like, whoa.
Yeah, that's how it is for me too. When I get really,
no, it's like give me all the junk.
I throw up.
I get really
I throw up
busy,
immediately
and-
when I'm stressed out. I throw up.
Yeah,
Feed me, Seymour. Feed. Go ahead.
I forget to eat all the time. Like I need a reminder on my phone. Like, oh, it's lunchtime. Okay. Like even at work, my boss is like, "Well, do you want to go take a lunch now?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, sure, I guess." Like, I guess I'll eat.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to eat. Oh, I should probably eat now. But you also work with food all day long. So when you work with food all day long, you kind of like you get the smells and the different kinds of smells, and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Is your page is it on your page? Is it posted as public?
Yeah.
It's public.
So mine's public too, but I'm also getting a lot of comments that are not popping up. So
Really?
Mine's not public. Mine's very private.
you want me to read a
Oh, it's
few?
not posted on yours.
Shut up.
Yeah, let's just get to this last one and then you can read a few.
Okay. Kimmy walked in and was like, Brooklyn, we know somebody famous.
Aww.
Go ahead with the comments, lady.
All right. So Dion Caru says management is about being firm, frank, but yet friendly. I think that was towards Miss Spitter. And he also says being social, doing networking, help to build a business and self-confidence. Mike Tauber gives us some hand claps. And Eric says, hey. Chippy Withers says, man, I love y'all. Y'all are so cool.
He's in the group all the time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He also says, anxiety never been an issue with me, but however, I do respect those that have issues with anxiety.
And I think that's the most important part, right?
Exactly.
To feel supported.
Right.
Exactly.
Because you physically aren't going through it doesn't mean like you can't,
Right.
respect somebody else's problems and issues.
Absolutely.
Eating is my number one priority to fix my emotions.
No, a lot of people do that.
Too.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. I never understood that.
It's good to know I am not the only one. I have depression and anxiety, but have been taking a non-narcotic medicine that has changed my life. It may not be for everyone, but it has worked for me.
Good for you.
Right.
Whatever works for you
Yes.
is what works. And it's not everybody else's solution. So don't compare yourself to anybody else because we're all
Correct.
individuals.
Thank you.
Fantastic
answer.
Yeah, we are. Like, it is what it is.
Yep.
But
We're
now
all
we
different.
get to some good stuff. Some goody.
Well, I'm not done yet.
Oh, you're not done? There's more? Oh my
There's
God, keep going. Go ahead.
Chippy also says, Erica, you look so comfortable and you turning up. And then Mike Cover says, Erica, I like your idea of cupcakes. We should talk.
Oh boy.
Ah.
And Dion also says, calm your nerves from anxiety. LOL.
And we got one more for Stephanie. This is finding to TJ. Some people find a lot of comfort in food, and others lose their appetite when stressed
Yes.
or anxious or depressed. Yeah,
Right.
We're all
yeah.
different. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's usually the skinny bitches that go to not eating. But I'm just gonna say that the fat chicks here, all right, go to the food. That's me.
No, that's not a thing. Stop it. It's a dopamine thing.
It is.
It
You're
depends on
right.
what triggers it, because it could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be food, it could be anything that triggers it. And once that's triggered, it's really hard to quit it.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, Eric. Just because it's the same diagnosis doesn't mean it's the same symptoms. Absolutely.
See,
Yep.
see, and that's why I'm like, when I was diagnosed with it and I refused to take medication for it, and I turned to exercise and fitness and health to, because that plays a lot in the role of that plays a lot in the role of your mental health as well. So if you're
Absolutely.
putting really good food into your body, it's your mental health is going to be way better.
Feel
Than
better about yourself.
When
right.
I had a poor relationship with food, that was definitely where I went. But now that I have a healthier relationship with food, and going back to me being undiagnosed with diabetes, I had to relearn food.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't going on a diet. I didn't go on a diet.
Right.
I I created a new relationship with food. That's
Yeah.
what I did, because if it would have been a diet, the minute I stopped the diet, I would have gained all the way back plus more.
Right.
So I had
It's
to
a
my
lifestyle.
mindset. Yeah, it was a lifestyle. I had to change my mindset and reacclimate myself with with foods that I thought I didn't like, and then grow to learn new foods and just change that in my diet. But definitely
Yeah.
not any type of diet whatsoever. No, I'm not, Stephanie. But I love you. Those
She's the
three
best.
are.
When
Those
is
three
Stephanie?
are.
Stephanie, when are you coming in here? Stephanie needs to
I
join in.
know. She's like, I don't know how to do the thing, Christina.
I
was
didn't
like,
either.
I'll show you.
It's so easy because you're just having a girls' night and we're all together. Like,
It's so fun.
we're not in the same room, but we're like pretty much in the same room.
We're in the same room. We're in the same room.
Whatever
Did you,
that idea is, I think I know what you're talking about. But if it's something else, then I want 50%. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I want 50, 50. All right.
did you read Eric's comment though?
Who's?
Eric's comment. He
Yeah,
Yeah,
says
that
that was a good one.
yeah,
response to
yeah.
medication. Okay.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Everyone
I
responds
like
to
that.
everything differently.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't like medications because
I
it's
know.
like
But
how do you
listen, we can't. So you can absolutely have the view on, like, but so we
All
need
right,
to
hold
be.
on. She's
I'm
winding. She's winding up. Hold on. Let's hear it. Let's get it. Let's get it
So
out.
I just want to be careful what we say, because we don't want to steer anybody away from medication that may reap benefits from medication.
Yeah.
That's just I'm just conscious of that, because we do influence people when we speak, right? So we want to just be careful that we're not um, saying something that, like, well,
You're right.
I don't like it. So just everybody's different. They actually do have this new test. It's a genetic test that you can take. It's not cheap, and insurance doesn't pay for him. It's about $400, but they can run your your DNA, and see which medications you would respond to for different diagnoses.
wow.
And the psychiatrist can do it. It's like I said, it's $400. But if you're one of these people who have been through like 5 or 4 different medications already, and you can't seem to find the right one, that may be the route you want to go, because then they can build the right. Yeah. So definitely, Thickalicious, yes, 20%, 50. No more, no less, 50.
Hi,
Good
Ben. Tell the
night.
girls I said hi.
No, I agree with you. We're not trying to discourage anyone from not taking a medication. All I'm saying is that everyone is so different. That's why there's different people. Like people can be addicted to food. People can be addicted to heroin. And then we just look at them and go, what are you doing? But
Yeah.
meanwhile, we have our own vices. Everyone has a vice.
Right.
One way or another. Every single person has a vice, and you have to pick the healthy one. So when I got into lifting and going to the gym every day, that was my vice. That was my thing. I was obsessed with it. That's like all that it's all I cared about. That was my entire day. And when I didn't have that, or if I had to not go for other various reasons, it ruined everything. My whole psyche. I mean, I was off.
Yeah.
So, I'm not discouraging anyone from taking medication. If it works for you, do you, boo.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just do what you need to do to get your head right, because you matter, and whatever you need to do is totally fine. But don't judge other people on what they do either. I mean, it's just.
But a lot of people, like you're like with the drugs and you're going through stuff, and a lot of people are just like, well, just stop doing that. Just stop.
Yeah, no, exactly, right.
Can't you just
well, if you kind of come to me and tell me my elbow hurts every time I do this, I'm gonna tell you stop doing that.
That's a little different than.
That's what I tell my kids. Like people are like, it hurts when we do this. I'm like, well, don't do it.
Yeah. So we're hypocrites. Is that what you're saying? We're all hypocrites.
We are all hypocrites.
Mom, I'm bleeding. Well, stop bleeding.
Exactly. Well, who told you to start in the first place?
No one told you to climb the tree?
No, I feel like, are you dying though? Are you dying?
But did you die? Did you die?
No, like I said last time, no ER visits unless it's severed or hemorrhaging.
I'm not paying for that ambulance, so you better be broken. Stitches.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing your very personal topic.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Very open. And girl, where have you been?
I know, right?
That's good. That does make sense.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's very important. Once you start recognizing it, you know the steps to take to
de-escalate. Exactly. Right. Decompress. That's a better word for it. Yep.
Yeah.
Get out of the situation. Do something. Right. Figure it out. Yep. I had a therapist tell me to identify things in the room. That didn't work for me. Did that work for you guys?
What did they say to do?
You have to name 3 things of different colors. What starts with the letter A? So like, I would go, I don't know, a lamp, a bottle, a chair.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
But it didn't work for me. No therapy has ever worked for me.
What about breathing and counting to 10?
Nope. The only thing that's ever worked for me is hanging out with a best friend or my actual friends that I care about. That to me is like, I can breathe.
Yeah. I'm the same way, Montana. The exact same way. As soon as I get to hang out with my friends and
it's gone,
have a little fun and vent, I'm good.
That's it. That's all I need. And my
anxiety is gone right now. Like this, our power play once a week.
This is my therapy. I don't need you. I don't need you, bitch. So I'm paying you. I'm gonna start paying you guys then.
So now that we're talking about this, I'm kind of wondering if my anger issues is a form of anxiety.
That comes out as anger, yeah.
It does,
yeah. It does. Because
we all just agreed way too quickly. But
like, yes, nailed it. No, but you know yourself better than anybody else. Like it's possible.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, I can get to go from 0 to 100 in 0.2 seconds.
It's anxiety.
Like, I don't even need, we don't even go. I'm thinking back on shit I've done.
But is it like little small things that don't really matter, or is it like huge things that?
If I've had a bad day or things didn't go right, the simplest little thing can tick me off. Like the slightest thing, like my son chewing with his mouth open. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're a cow? Can you close your mouth? Like, what are we like? I mean, it could be like things that I can easily get up and walk away. And then my kid is so anxious. And I think I created that monster because of my anxiety that I never put in control. Now thinking about it with the anger, like my kid is like a nervous Nelly, like for everything. One day I went out with a friend and his truck was parked in the car. My son literally went outside, took a picture of the car, came back in, sent me the picture and said, "Do I have to worry?"
Oh,
Like, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
shit.
like what kid does that? Most kids will be like, "Oh, there's some car parked there, whatever," and keep it. But that's how I just have him that way. So, but he gets therapy, like because I can't deal with it. So
I
Um,
get I get pissed off
you
with my
have it,
son's
TJ.
I get pissed off if my son sneezes sometimes if I'm having a bad
Really?
day. Yes. Oh, if he sneezes and it's all, I'm like, the fuck was that? What's wrong? So I get that. That comes out as anger a lot. So I get that.
so,
Go ahead. Go ahead. E.
Chrissy, me and you are like the same person, I think,
You
because
think
I get mad. I know I have anger problems too. So I also actually almost got sent to anger management classes from a judge. That's how bad it is. But um, I do know that it's probably from anxiety because I do work a lot and I do catch myself snapping on my kids more than I like would have done if like today I was trying to take a nap and I made dinner for my son before I laid down. And he's over there, he has his headphones in, watching YouTube or whatever. And all I hear is,
oh,
and I'm trying to take a nap. And I'm like, could you close your mouth?
like who needs to hear that? Like, do you feel like that in public?
What do we live in a barn?
He's like, my mouth is closed when I'm chewing. I'm like, no, it's not. I can hear it. I can hear it. But then, he'll also, he checks me too because he's like, did something happen today? Like, and I'm
So he knows.
oh,
So he
no,
knows.
nothing happened. I'm okay.
That's
And then
intuitive.
Look,
That's good.
start,
does that bring you down a little bit? Like because my kid, he can. So when I get angry and I start to go off, he's sheltered. Like he literally, you physically see him crawl into his shell. Like I
yeah,
physically see him crawl into his shell.
that's
And
my son.
here's the thing: I don't end up with empathy. I end up with more anger, and I'm not angry at him. I'm angry at me because I made him
Yes.
feel that way.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then my anger still comes out like I'm angry to him and I'm not. I'm pissed off at myself that I just made my kid physically roll into a ball
You lost
because
control.
because I lost control.
Hmm.
yeah.
So and he just um so that catches me, but then I don't know how to bring it back. I'm aware, but I don't know how to bring it back.
Yep.
I think we need to listen to our children more, and sympathize and empathize with them because we have to reflect on our childhood. Like what did we go through
And
and what did we deal with as a child versus you have to put that into consideration when you're also trying to parent your own child.
yeah,
So
I sorry, go ahead. I'm not
no, go
interrupting you.
go go ahead. I'm done.
No, I agree with you. I think that's absolutely 100%. I think the reason that we're doing this is because that's how we were kind of raised. So
Right.
we're kind of doing the same pattern. And I have to tell myself, don't do this. Don't listen to your kid, hear him out. But then, like Chrissy said, I'm mad. I get madder when he gets sadder because I'm like, why? Like, I get mad at myself, but it comes off like I'm just mad. So
Hmm.
you're going to claim up. I'm going to claim up.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
tough. I mean, it's tough. It's not easy being a parent. And I'm sure dads feel the same way. I'm sure the guys out there feel the exact same way,
Yes.
Yeah.
if not worse, because they're just as moody as we are. Despite what they say, they're just as moody as we are with their kids. So it's tough.
Yeah. It's very tough.
I do
Like
apologize.
you
Joanna.
try to
Yeah,
learn.
I do. I apologize too. And but the problem is for me that if I keep apologizing for the same thing over and over again, is it really an apology?
It's not
Right.
sincere. Yep.
Not.
Right. And then they're not going to believe it. They're like, well, you do this all the time,
Yep.
and like it doesn't mean anything. And that would give me anxiety more. Just like knowing.
we all need therapy so bad.
But no parent is perfect. We have to
No.
stop being so hard on ourselves for every little thing.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us have more anxiety, is because we're nitpicking at everything that we're not doing or doing wrong.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's like every time my daughter comes to visit me, and then she goes back to her dad's, the first thing I do when she goes back to her dad's, I should have done this with her, I should have done that with her, I should have did all these things. And then I have like this guilt trip, and then I put myself into this like depression thing for a couple days where I feel just like a shitty parent.
Yep.
And I can't, I do it every single time. And even when she's here, I'm like, I think about it. I'm like, okay, I know I'm going to do this when she leaves. So I need to like focus on the things that I want to do with her while she's here. But then like life happens and it gets all like, yeah, I work a lot, and then I hear that guilt trip, and it's just like a never ending cycle.
Yeah, you're trying to be as
Can
good
we
as you
have an
can.
episode where we talk about mom guilt one day, because
Yes,
it's
that's
real.
a good one. So George, you know exactly where I got the anger from. Let's not even, where I got that from.
There's Jorge.
He's gonna be 14 in December, and
That's a
TJ
tough
said
age.
he's super moody. Yeah, I know you are.
Yes.
I know you are. I'm not even your wife, and I know you are.
Mrs. Spitter knows that more than anyone, huh?
But yes, 13 is a rough age. But here's the thing: my son was 13 at 5.
Oh my gosh, yes.
He's 3 years ahead academically. His intelligence is just, and it's not even just the stuff that he does. Like, if you sat down and had a conversation with him, you would be like, "Oh my fucking God, Chrissy, how old is he?"
Yes.
He
Yeah.
speaks like an old wise man. Like his vocabulary is amazing.
They're
Like,
older than we were when we were kids, that's for sure.
yeah, it's like when he uses certain words, I'm like, bruh, you couldn't just say no. You had to go give me a 5-syllable word to say no.
Yeah.
Like, no is the fight. Like,
Inconceivable.
yes.
Yeah,
I'm like,
my daughter is the same way because she's 13. She's been in advanced classes since she was in first grade, and she's taller than me too, and bigger. Like, I'm like,
That's so weird. That's gotta be so weird.
Everybody thinks that she's at least 16. I'm like, no, she's 13, and they're like, wow, well, she doesn't act or speak like she's 13. Like she's very, very smart for her age, and she puts me in my place too, and she checks me just like I check her. And I feel like, yeah, I need to listen to her more often, and take into consideration how she's feeling, and talk to her more. And because she's at that age, just like your son, they're going through a lot of changes, their body, like school, kids at school, all this stuff. And it's like we tend to forget the pressures and all that stuff that happens at school with the other kids, and just schoolwork.
I don't forget it. I try to talk him through it because I understand it, but my kid is such an introvert. It's not even like when we go out every now and again, he's like, I'm like, oh, do you want to go out the next day? And he's like, Mom, I'm an introvert. He's like, I'm an introvert extrovert. So that means that I need a day to recoup and be by myself
I
Yeah.
feel
and
that.
not with anybody else.
Yeah.
And Crystal says, I think sometimes we get confused with the way we should be, I guess, as parents instead of being parents, because the world is telling us who we should be and what we should be doing. And you
Right.
are absolutely right on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's valid.
We need to parent our children the way they need to be parented and not the way society thinks that we should parent them. Because just like we said, what people are different with medication, they're different. I have 3, and I raised each one of them differently because there are 3 different individuals, and I knew who needed an ass whooping and who didn't.
Right.
Exactly.
And you know what? I always hear that from my daughter. She's always like, well, you treat my son differently than you treat me, or you do stuff for him that you don't do for me. And I'm like, well, you both are different.
You're
Like,
different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's some things I can say and do with you that I couldn't do with him because he's more sensitive than you. Or he like his feelings will get hurt more than yours would. Like I know you can take a joke. He can't take a joke.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And
yeah.
Johanna, I absolutely, we do family counseling. He does individual counseling. We acknowledge it. We're aware of it. We're conscious of it. And when either one of us are in that state, we have a special word that we say to each other so that we can pause, stop, recollect ourselves, and then get back to it later.
Yeah.
So we're trying, but sometimes you can't see the forest from the trees when you're stuck in that moment.
Right. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Every
Always. Yep.
parent is like you're learning as you go. There's
Yep.
no like specific manual that we have to follow. Like
No.
where we know.
Nope.
Unfortunately.
Like
I
I
wish there
said in one of
was.
our episodes, Clock Watch episodes, it's like they give you the baby and they're just like, here, don't kill it.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
Yep.
you go get a refrigerator and they're like, this is how the compressor works. This is how the ice maker works. This is
Yeah.
when you got to change the filter. But nah, here's a baby. Just don't kill it.
Yep.
That's
Right.
like, you know.
Like you can read like 10 baby books before you even have the baby, and it's like nothing like
It's because
actually.
it's. Did you guys read all those baby books? They don't even make
I never read
sense.
one. I never read one.
Oh,
I
I
read a
read
couple.
them.
I read a couple of them, and I was like, yes, I am so prepared. You know, I was 19 when I got pregnant, and I was 20 when I had her, and I thought my whole life was figured out. Boy, was I mistaken.
I was all about the I'm never gonna have a pacifier for my kid. I'm never gonna do this as a parent. I'm never gonna do that. Then all of a
Until
sudden,
he didn't shut up and then he stuck that pacifier in his mouth.
literally, Chrissy, literally, he wouldn't take my boob, and I go stick a plug in him. Just put it in him,
Mhm.
and then he didn't get rid of it till he was 5 because he's autistic, and I was like, I mean, I'm not mad at it. He's going to eventually get rid of it. So what are you
Right.
I
worried about?
remember when I tried to wean my daughter off the bottle,
Ugh.
I would take it away and give her the cup. One day her father came over. He was like, oh, she's still taking the bottle? And I was like, yeah. He was like, watch this. He took the bottle, flung that shit out the apartment building. Well, this is when I live in the Bronx. He threw that shit out the apartment building window. And that was the last time she ever took a bottle. I was like, I hate you so much.
You're right.
I hate you so much. Because for me, she would not even do it. That was not even. But this is a great conversation. I think maybe we need to do a little more on health, and people are giving the feedback. Thank you for the comments.
Yeah.
One says, "I'm amazed my kids made it past 20. I put everything I try to grow. Our dog is alive because my daughter's spirit. Ay, ay, ay.
Am I freezing? Am I freezing to you guys, or am I like
No,
no?
no,
Okay,
you're
No.
good.
my shit's
All right.
freezing.
We're ready to go to the next one, to dig into the next one?
Yes,
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I'll stay last. Y'all can go however, whatever
I'm
order
not.
you
I'm not. I'm all set with this one too.
want.
No, I forgot to think of an answer. I normally come prepared, but I don't know. TJ, are you still out there? Tell me.
I
I
guess
can
you go
go ahead.
first.
You go first, Lady E.
Okay. The biggest mistake that I have ever made was um, losing myself as a person. I
Mm.
forgot who I was. I let the relationship and the man take over my morals and, just everything that I stood for as a human being. And I did things like that I wouldn't do, like I shouldn't do. I was with controlling men who were like, you can only wear a certain thing, or you can only do this, or you can't have any other friends besides my group of friends, or the girls and guys that I know, or not even guys, like you can't have friends with any guys, only girls. And I don't know, well, I know where it came from, I know why I was with these men, but I let them take over myself. And once I figured out like who I was as a person, and I grew up, and I was like, I don't I don't want to be this role model for my daughter. I don't want her to make the same mistakes that I have done. And, just having her at a young age made me realize like I have a little person watching every move that I make. And do I really want her in these situations that I put myself in? And you reflect a lot on yourself. And that was, I mean, it wasn't just one relationship. It was a few of them that were like that. And I'm so glad that I am able to recognize the signs earlier now, because I've always tried to, you know, put it aside, not see those signs in a person. Like I always try to see the good in people, or I've always tried to fix people, or think that they'll change now that they're with me, and like they love me and they want to be with me, but it's always been there. It's always been there. I was just blind to it. I didn't want to recognize it. And now that I know the signs and I recognize them early on, I know that I can walk away. I know that I'm strong enough now to do that. And before I wasn't. So losing myself or not being who I am was like the biggest mistake ever, and I refuse to ever go back to that ever.
That's a good answer.
Thank
We
you.
got CJ who said, actually, even though relationships are on the job training case by case basis, Miss Spitter does a fantastic job in all areas.
Woo!
Biggest mistake that I continue to make is taking out my stress and frustration out on my partner.
Mm.
I don't do it all the time, but it does happen. Okay, this one, ladies, is going to cover your face. I think the biggest mistake we make as women, we never say what we want from the beginning because
Right,
we think it will push the man away. I am
right.
cards on the table now. Love me or step aside because you're blocking my blessings. Yes, girl. Yes. All of that. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I have an answer.
Did you
Okay.
read this, Joanna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one?
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you read that.
I put it up when you were talking because it was exactly what you
Oh,
were talking about.
okay.
Yeah. So that's my thing. I have to keep trying. I always say it's not over till the fat lady sings. So try everything possible. So I end up wasting so much time on a dead relationship. Well, girl, I don't know how to sing and I'll never sing. So therefore the fat lady's never gonna sing. So you got plenty of time.
I personally, can I go? I feel like everything Lady E said is on point. I couldn't even say it that articulately. I feel the exact same way. I think that when you come from a certain background, despite what it is and despite what you've been through, even as similar as ours has been, you almost feel comfort in that type of pattern because that's all you've known.
Right.
And it sounds twisted to everyone else, but like you don't know anything else. You don't accept anything else because that's all you've kind of known, and it's not okay. And I think that's probably my biggest regret in life as well. That's my biggest mistake, is that I accepted it and I allowed someone to make me feel like I was less than.
Yeah.
That's hard. That sucks.
Yeah. And like once you deal with it, like you're used to it, and then you find a man who's pretty much the same as, you've been dealing it with for however many years of your life. And they make you feel wanted finally.
And loved,
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah.
Accepted,
Yeah.
finally.
Right. And you're like, yes, finally I can feel this, what I've always wanted to feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it turns into something that is not what it's supposed to be. Like, and you don't realize it until it's too late, or it's like you're so deep in it. And, a lot of people will hear my story or your story and be like, well, why don't you just walk away? Why don't you just leave?
Yeah.
And it's not always that easy.
It's not that easy.
And especially if you have a place together, or if you aren't working and you're solely relying on him to do everything or pay all the bills if you have no money, because it, it happens sometimes for women to get into that situation. You want to put your trust into this person, and and trust that they will take care of you, until it comes to the point where you realize, like, that he's not taking care of me. He's controlling me. He's telling me every single thing that I need to do or say or whatever. And then you get so wrapped up in it. It's like, where am I supposed to go now? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? Where are you supposed to go?
Right. And you feel so alone and trapped. And that feeling is just, it's the worst feeling in the whole world, because you feel like nobody has your back. Like, you're
Right.
all alone. And it's awful. It's an awful feeling.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Spitter, what was it you were gonna? Because my abuse is a little bit different. But go ahead, Miss Spitter.
I definitely been where you guys were talking about, and that's fucking terrible.
Right.
But I'm gonna go with a relationship mistake from my marriage now, and that was at a certain point I was saying the same thing to my husband over and over and over again about how I felt about a couple little things, and I would, say it so much, and he would just keep doing whatever it was, to the point where I was like, I'm gonna stop saying it. Fuck, sorry, honey, and I'm just gonna treat him like how he's treating me, and I'm just not gonna keep talking and talking to a brick wall. And it was a terrible idea. It was terrible because I just got resentful, and
Mm-hmm.
communication just stopped. And we had a really long spell of being pretty angry over nothing, like underlying all the time. And I once I realized what it was, I was like, it's annoying to repeat myself. Whatever, I'm gonna keep doing it, or I'm gonna start like drawing lines of like, this is happening, or this is happening. So shutting up was my biggest mistake. Didn't like it. Don't recommend it. Always say what's on your mind. It just gets worse.
Right. No, I've been there too in my marriage. Like, I got to the point where I'm tired of saying the same things over and over. So I'm just gonna do me and whatever. But you guys have a great relationship. My ass ended up divorced. So take her advice, not mine. And you guys are like a happy, loving, married couple. And
I love their love. Their love is amazing.
I know they're awesome together.
What? Oh, she'll come back in a second.
Oh, here she is.
This is why. Oh, there she goes.
Sorry.
Come back,
I'm
Montana.
sorry. We're here.
This is why women supporting women is so important, because we don't all walk in the same shoes, but learning about one another and empathizing with one another can help yourself grow. Absolutely, girl. Like, you're just you're hitting it. You're hitting it.
Yes.
So my abuse was a dead.
Sorry, I just want to say one thing about that, which you just said. For a long, long time, I was afraid to open up or talk about anything that I did before, because I was afraid of judgment. And I was afraid that no other woman would be my friend. So that's probably why I don't have a lot of women who are friends, because I'm like, well, this person's going to judge me for like the mistakes or the things that I've done in the past, or they're going to think less of me as a person because I let all this stuff happen to me. And come to find out, the more you open up to people and talk about your pain, the more accepting and willing they are to open up about their pain. And you have no idea what everybody has been through in their lives. So the more you talk about it, the more it heals yourself, but you're also an inspiration and a motivator for other people. So don't bottle it up inside. Open up and express yourself and tell your stories and be honest about it. And the more you do that, the better you will feel. And if somebody doesn't accept it and they want to judge you, it's so easy to walk away. So easy. And don't let it affect your mind. Don't let it affect the future relationship that you have either, just because of that one person.
Yep. Agreed.
Crystal, you're absolutely right. Most women are catty, but
Right.
not the ladies here.
No.
So you're always welcome to join us every Monday, 9 p.m., and get no cattiness.
Right.
TJ says communication is huge. Uh, it's huge. Men don't necessarily read between the lines, say what you mean what you say. Absolutely. So my abuse is a little bit different. I've been very fortunate that uh, I've been a strong woman. Not saying that any of you ladies are not strong, but I came from where my father used to abuse my mom physically in front of us. So for me, I'm the far extreme other end. You even sneeze at me in the wrong way, I'm punching you in the throat. Like, so I don't accept, like, I don't tolerate, like, you talking down to me, like, like, we're gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna go blow for blow. You might whoop my ass, but I'm getting a couple of licks in before you do. So, and I'm not even just saying physically, I'm saying verbally as well. Where my abuse has come from, financial abuse. I have had men financially abuse me
Yep.
because,
Excuse you for money?
yes. So,
It happens. Yeah.
mhm, I'm a very giving person. Like, you need help, I'm there. Like, how can I help you? What do you need? Let me send you something. How can I take care of you? Um,
Oh,
and I'm always willing to do it. Like, it doesn't matter if whatever you need, I got you. Just tell me how much, and I'll send it to you. I got it. My bills are paid. Nothing else needs to. I got you. And I try. And the thing is that as much as I sit there and I'll say to myself, "Shut up, shut up, don't offer anything. Shut up, don't offer anything. Shut up, don't offer anything. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. How much do you need?"
Oh my god.
You know, it's like it because my nature is I want to save the world. I want to help everybody. If I end up broke, but everybody else is okay, and we're all kind of living on the same means, I'm fine with that. I'll give my money away if it's gonna stop hunger. Like, everybody, if we're all gonna be able to eat the same meal every night and survive, and that means that you have to take all my money, I'm willing to give it away. Like, that is just my personality. So these men come in and they see the ones who are abusers, the ones who are manipulators. They know who's what. They know who they can talk to a certain way. They know who they can rob their pocketbooks from. They know these men are predators. And I'm not
They
saying
look for
all
weakness.
men. Exactly. They look for your weakness. And I'm not saying all men, but please, men, do not take this as we're saying that this is all men. I'm talking about your predators. The ones who look for the single moms with the kids, knowing that they need that extra income would help them, so then they can come in and then make them feel like, they're less than because you need them. But predators, not men, because these are not men. These are predators. And that's where my abuses come from. And I'm learning that it's okay. I don't have to save the world.
Yes. You're
I'm
you're very
learning.
that's a
you're very
really
right
good,
about that. You can't
really
save
good. That's a really
everybody.
good topic. Yes, because I feel like I always have to save people.
Mm-hmm.
And she's right. Crystal's right. Not only men, but friends. You're absolutely right. I have
Yes.
a couple of friends that have been friends with me for a long time. And it's like, oh, you're only my friend when
Yes.
you need cash. Gotcha.
Right.
You're learning the motive and the agenda. That's why when I
Right.
posted that and I said, can a man really be best friends with a woman? Because I don't think they can. If you're
There's,
I personally don't think you can because there's always a motive, there's always an agenda,
well, I
in
don't know.
my
I have a
opinion.
really good male friend that I've been with for 35 years, and
Come on, and you never
never,
thought about sleeping with them?
But
no, never.
you never know what they're thinking in their
Their
head.
thing. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. That's what
Not
I'm saying.
you.
You don't know what they're doing though.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They,
He's a Taurus. He's a Taurus like y'all. Like, who's a
I'm
Taurus?
impressed.
Yo, yeah, he's a Taurus like y'all. He ain't thinking nothing.
We
no.
got hidden motives. We got hidden motives,
You
okay?
got pizza. You got pizza in the mouth, right? Is that right? The Taurus is the one with the pizza, the horoscope thing I put up.
The
Yeah, he's
pizza
thinking
on
about pizza, not love.
We think about food. Like we got hidden motives all up in that.
I'm just saying, like, it's a real thing. I don't know. I mean, you don't know what they're thinking. You can't just say we're both best friends. You don't know what they're thinking the whole time.
Right. You never know what people are thinking, ever.
No, not unless you share and you have those deep conversations, and even then, you still
Even
kind of
then,
don't know.
are you
So
lying?
but my biggest mistake in a relationship that I ever made was being in a fucking relationship.
Yes, exactly.
That was my biggest mistake. Even being in one. Like,
But Chrissy, I know why you're like that. I know why you are a very strong, independent woman, and it's because of the abuse that you saw with your mother. And that's why you would never put yourself in that position.
that's right.
And unlike me, I grew up in a home where I was abused by my stepfather, and he didn't abuse my mother; he abused me. And they made it seem like we care about you. We're doing this because we love you, and they drilled that into my head over middle school and high school years. You know, we're doing this because we love you. We don't like to do it, but we love
So
you. And
that was your form of love.
that is why I became involved with controlling abusive men afterwards, because it's like, oh, he's showing
He loves
affection.
me.
He loves me. He
That's
loves
love.
me.
That's
And
love to us. That's love.
and it took me so long to realize, like, this is not love. And that's a lot of where my anger issues came from too, because I was like, I was pissed off. I was mad. I was mad at my family. I was mad that nobody came to save me or rescue me or cared enough to, acknowledge, like, that's not okay. And now that I'm like older and I'm, doing these counseling classes and I have kids of my own and all this stuff, I'm like, that's not love. That is not love. And it made me be a better parent. So it all worked out in the end, but I had a lot of lessons to learn on the way, which,
We all do. And even at 60, we're still learning lessons in life.
right?
You know? Sorry, ladies. You want to get that E?
Yeah. Stephanie says, I get you, Chrissy. I won't accept any abuse. I have horrible self esteem about my appearance because my father was an alcoholic and would comment on my weight. I continue to make comments about myself, but will never allow anyone else to say something negative about me.
Good girl.
As you should, because you're a beautiful, beautiful woman.
Gorgeous.
Listen, I keep telling her all the time, I want her damn curves. Like, when you guys ever get to meet her in person, like, she got curves for days. Like, I don't
Yes,
even know what she.
days.
Yes.
Yes, be thankful and be like
Excited.
own your body. Like, that's the body that you got. So own it and appreciate it, because you know how many people would adore to have curves
You
like
gotta,
that.
like, she probably hates that I'm talking about this. She got a badunkadunk. Like, she got, like, she got an ass, she
Girl,
got boobs,
Don't
and then,
you?
like, and then the
can you
thing is, her
do
waist comes in like this. Like, she's got that, like,
that
I
whatever.
don't have
hourglass
She
that.
to
probably
the
None of
middle?
that.
hating. But she has all of that. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm like, I'm a fucking square. Like, it's just like there's no curves. You don't even worry about
STOP
turning it.
right
It's like
here.
it's just, yeah. I'm a damn box. That's just
I have like a tiny little bit. I got like that much of a curve,
listen.
Don't,
If I
don't you?
lean forward, I see the curve. When I stand up, that's just like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like SpongeBob, like a square.
Yeah, it's like a square. But when I lean over, it looks fucking great. So that's
Right,
all
you
I gotta do.
gotta know your angles. If you know your
Yes.
angles, you will take amazing
It's great.
Yeah, but in real life, when you get it naked, they're like, "Shit, that's not what I look like in the picture."
You just go like this on dates. You just go, what's going on, man? What's up?
Yeah, just
We
lean
talk
over.
like this.
You have to stay like this forever.
Yeah, just like, can I
I
just
just
like
don't.
see
I'm
it
gonna
one more
move.
time?
You hear that? Yes, I was having one. I thought you were going to bed, Ben. Just because they related to you doesn't mean they're family. You're absolutely
Yes.
right. That
Thank you, Ben.
forehead has
Oh, come
curves.
on.
Oh
Is he
my
talking about
god.
me?
No
I have
forehead
foreheads.
jokes
He's
on
talking
this
about me?
show.
So we
Oh,
all have
God.
decent sized foreheads, okay?
I have a 5 head. I literally
I-
have
I
5
think
fingers.
Look, Stephanie's blushing now. You should. You're gorgeous.
Aw, she is.
Nah, I picked up my wife from. Good man, you. Good man, you. All right. I think we get into. Everybody hit this, right? Everybody hit
Yes.
this one.
I can't wait. Can we do the next one?
Yes. Asking for a friend. So
Is
before we go into the
cheating.
question, before we get into the question, if you guys see the ticker scrolling at the bottom and you're new to Power P, you have our Instagram account, our email, as well as a phone number that you can text. We have a segment on here called Asking for a Friend. And what you guys do is you send your questions in anonymously. We don't know who it is unless you tell us. And what we do is we go through the questions and then we pick them and air them on the show and we answer them live. There is no topic that we will not discuss. Just don't get mad if we don't answer it the way you want us to. So,
Because we are all different.
yes.
We all have different views.
With that said, we'll kick it off. So, who wants to take this first?
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. How the hell did we
Okay.
get 5 comments? Hold on. That's it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
And
Thank you,
sexual
Jorge.
shooting, no way around it. But we'll see what Montana says. She gotta go.
Let me just get into this real quick. Just real quick. I'm not gonna dive into too deep into this one. But if any betrayal on any level, if you are mine and we have established that we're together, any betrayal, I don't care if you're lying about grocery shopping, I don't care if you're lying about paying a bill, I don't care if you're lying about sleeping with somebody, texting somebody, sexting somebody, doesn't matter. Betrayal. Cheating. You are betraying me on every single level. It doesn't matter. Everything, this is a square box. Everything you just did, there's the spectrum is like, it doesn't matter. You still betrayed me as a friend. As a friend, I think that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Hold on, we're gonna get to a comment real quick. Yes, it is. Anything you do behind your partner's back is cheating.
Thank you.
Anytime you share yourself the way you should with your partner, you're fucking cheating.
This is gonna be a fast
Mental,
question.
mental, emotional, physical, all cheating.
It's all cheating.
Okay.
You're literally cheating by not telling us. You're cheating. It's betrayal.
It's all you eat.
All right. Well, I mean, I think even if you're not sexting, okay, and you meet another woman at work, let's say, and you guys start talking about work things and it's all like innocent. And yeah, we talk about work stuff and all this stuff, which I mean, okay, that's fine. But it could also lead to other things. It depends on whether you're honest and open about it to your partner. Like, yeah, this person that I met at work, she's been texting me. It's all about communication. Like, I have no problem with any guy that I'm with and they're messaging a woman at work, about work related stuff. That's different. Sexting is definitely cheating because you can have a connection with somebody, especially nowadays where the internet and dating apps and all this stuff is like so popular, meeting people over the internet or just having like so many people have connections through just messaging each other and like they get catfished. Like it's a daily all the time thing. So like I don't know, like yeah, sexting is definitely cheating, and unless you have an open relationship and the other person knows about it, which
who wants that?
It doesn't happen very often. Ugh. Unless the person, like the wife and the guy, is like sexting the person, then that's like an open thing, which more power to you. I couldn't do it, but whatever. But yeah, I definitely think I agree with Montana about this.
That's exactly what you just said.
Yeah. And like I've had, my ex-husband lied to me about, a bill or, our income tax, getting in the bank and, he whatever. But
Yeah, weird.
that's still, it's like,
oh no, I know.
yeah, it's like, why are you even hiding this from me? Or why are you lying about this? Like, it's like, how am I supposed to trust you with anything else if you're not
Lying about
open
that, something that basic.
or if you're like texting a girl that we both are friends with, but you delete the messages out of your phone. That kind of thing. It's like, oh,
You
he's
throw
like,
the
oh,
flag. You throw the
I
flag.
can show you everything we talk about. Okay, well, I bet you could because the messages are gone and I can't even tell, and that kind of thing. And it's like, no, like if you want to erase things for the other person not to see, something's going on there. That's a red flag. Like you shouldn't have to erase things. You shouldn't have to hide things. If you're all open and honest and you trust your partner, there should be no other like question.
Parents
Right. Yeah.
throwing flags.
Right. Notice the red flags, people. All right.
Jackie is definitely
Hey,
a
Britt.
Judy. we
That
got
means the baby
we
must
got a
be
long
asleep.
one. Yes, we got a long one before we go to you, Jackie. Any intimacy in conversation, whether it's about your life and your struggles, talking to someone else, and you are not feeling your partner, telling your partner it's a problem. Why aren't you talking to me about it? And if you feel like you can't talk to me about it, we shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
Your
what do you
partner
think?
is your best friend. Like not your male best friend. Okay. Your male best friend is completely different than your woman.
That's not a best friend though. That's like a different relationship. Your
No,
best
it's
friend.
not. My best friend is a man.
It is. It's
My best friend
different.
is a man.
I
I
mean
would
for
not
him
be best
Friend is a
friends with
I
man.
mean
that.
but I
couldn't
mean
do it.
for him, like say your husband has a male best friend, but also his female best friend should be you, not some other female that he's known longer than you or whatever. Like, you don't share space and you don't live together. You don't spend all your time with this person. So why is she your best friend, not me, even though you're dedicated to me? That's what I have a problem with. He can have a male best friend all he wants, but
Oh, male best friend, yes. Female best
yeah,
friend, I should be your best friend.
right,
You can have
exactly.
good friends. I'm not your best friend. You don't have best friends. I'm your best
I
friend.
don't.
I'm your
I
best friend. I don't
actually
want to be
don't
with you.
agree with you, ladies, on this one
Come
What?
at
on.
all.
So you don't think? Thank you, Jorge.
Jorge. No, you can't. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think you can have a best friend and be in a relationship with the opposite sex. I don't think you can.
I don't think that's true.
I mean, I think you can have friends with the opposite sex.
Friends.
No, I'm not referring to my ex. I'm referring to a guy who I never slept with. We've been friends for 35 years. This man, like, knows me in and out. I know him in and out. I'm telling you, it might even be longer than 35 years. He definitely, absolutely respects boundaries.
If you
I
guys grew
respect
up
boundaries.
from
Jackie
childhood
is not
We did.
where you're like brother sister almost, I
Yeah.
guess I could see that. Like if you're that
Yeah.
close from 5 years old or whatever, maybe.
I was like 8 years old. Like we've been friends since I was 8.
Like I have
Elementary
cousins, I have a
school.
brother. I kind of like I
Yeah,
guess you
no,
could put somebody into that category, but it's rare. I'm gonna say.
listen, a lot of my friends, George here, George, how long I've known you? We were 5, right? Not even.
Listen,
Our parents
first of all, his
were
name is
friends.
Jorge. First of all, his
First
name
of
is
all,
Jorge.
it's George because I get to call him George because while I was in my mother's womb, he was in his mother's womb, and our mothers were friends.
Aw.
That's awesome.
So definitely, absolutely, we go all the way back to when we were shitting in diapers. And we'll go all the way to when we were shitting in diapers together again. Hey, Kenny, where the hell you been, my man? That's right. I was about to inbox your ass. Just like women have male friends, why is it wrong for a
We
man
have
to
male
have
friends,
female friends?
but they're not best
No,
friends. That's different.
Who?
So
What guy? No, guy. I'm not talking about guy. I'm talking about Aunt. So, yeah, Aunt, you know Aunt, Paps.
And okay,
Female
I have,
best friends.
okay. I'll let you read
Let's
this.
just go through these real quick. Yeah.
Go
Female
ahead.
best friends better be me. Don't be talking about me and our relationship with no other woman. Maybe if you really have a bestie from your childhood, like young, that's what I'm saying, since 8, then maybe. But y'all just became best friends. No, 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 it's not that. No, George, it's like 42 years, bro. Like 42 years, not 37. Get it together, my man. Jenny. Yes. All right, go ahead. Wait, hold on. You said you tried
Yeah,
to kiss
first
George.
kiss.
Yes, I did try to
Um,
kiss George. I was shut up, Doc. Got it. George got it. Go ahead, Lady E, and then I'll get to because you didn't answer Miss Spitter yet, right?
no,
Okay.
nice.
Good.
So, Chippy says, Erica, I love your story, and like you said, we have to focus on what makes us happy. From the sound of it, you went through some anxiety, and it wasn't cool. And then he said, Jackie, you're right. This group is good therapy. And then um, Dion says, how do I share my views? LOL. Um, Rodney Perkins says, good show. And Dion says, Chrissy should try Formula One with that speed of anger temper.
Maybe. I think
Uh,
about it.
Shane Anthony says, hold it down, Erica. Dion says, my biggest mistake is feeling for someone and waiting for them to feel for you. And in such, letting your guard down, which hurt in the end. I am texting you from Guayama. Guyana.
Ah.
Yes. And then he says, friends with only their interest at heart. And then entertaining sexting leads to cheating.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have some more. Cheating is cheating. If you talk to someone else, clearly you're not happy with the person you're with. So break up and move on instead of hurting the person with you're with and leave them on good terms. Absolutely. Lies. I don't know what lies you're talking about. TJ says,
You always say someone
no, you assaulted George. Bro, we have so much more. Hold on. I did not
alleged.
assault. I was 5. I have mixed feelings about it. I haven't had a male friend that have not at least insinuated having sex with me. Perhaps that's why I don't buy it when my man says she's just a friend.
Right.
Absolutely. I wasn't hanging with you when we were in the womb. We're 42. It took a 53. But shit, we knew each other. We were spitting the classifiers out at each other. Shut up, man.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, man, I'll come out of the womb like together.
But no, but he's only a few months behind me, and literally, like our parents babysat each other and stuff. Like we were probably in the crib chilling, like in the crib, not the
Right.
crib, but the
I
crib
was
crib.
say, we
Like
were in the crib. I don't think we were born yet.
I
Lady, were
want
you
to
born
comment
yet?
on everything, but I'm having more fun listening to you as I'm going through it. And then
Thank
Weenie.
Weenie, George, shut the hell up! It wasn't 5, right?
You
Whatever.
can't
Shut
get
up,
off the
bro.
age thing, can you?
She's drunk. I'm not drunk. In any case, so Miss Spitter, you want to go ahead and tell us what you think about sexting?
Sexting's cheating. I mean, if you're gonna sex somebody, why wouldn't you hook up with them when you see them?
Right.
Like, anytime that you're spending that kind of attention on somebody else, you're not giving it to your partner. And relationships are hard enough for you to just be giving it away to other people. Like, it takes all the effort to maintain a relationship. You cannot just go spilling your effort around. Like, that's all. I mean,
It
there's
sucks too. It hurts, man.
yeah,
That is a tough pill to swallow when you find out you're like, it's like you got bulldozed.
So
That
here's my
sucks.
thing. Here's my thing. Define what kind of relationship I'm in first. Like, am I so because if I'm not married, I'm single.
I
Even if
don't
I'm
know.
in a relationship. If I'm not married, I'm single, right? I'm single. If I'm in a committed relationship and we have decided to be monogamous with each other,
Right.
then yes, sexting is cheating.
Up to that
But
point,
yes, but if I am not, we have not defined, what is it, DTR, right? That's what they used to use, define the
DTF.
relationship. No,
Oh,
that's
oh
down
no,
to,
I don't know.
you
I don't
thinking
know.
about DTF. I'm thinking about define the relationship. You over here talking about some whole other thing. Right?
Down to have fun.
But what if, I guess, what if you really liked the person? So you determined in your mind that you won't go that far with someone else, but you haven't clearly defined it with the other individual and they're doing it.
mm.
What do you
I
do
mean, if it's not
then?
clearly defined, I don't think that you can blame the other person. Just like our comment earlier about saying what you want from the door. Like, if you're not saying that you want to be monogamous, how are they going to know?
So, just like Crystal said, we often don't say it in the beginning because we're afraid it's going to push the man away. So
Right.
we sit here and define in our own mind what the relationship is when it's clearly not that. And then we find them sexting and they're like, "You're cheating on me." Sweetie, I was never even with you to begin with.
Okay, I disagree with that though, because I think from the beginning now, it's pretty blanket state. Like it's a blanket statement. Like this is what I want. This is what I expect. Don't cross these boundaries. And this is what I expect out of you. And then when you
That's
cross those
so much
boundaries,
easier said than done.
it is.
When
But
you're
like,
in the dating, when you're back out dating again at my age, it is
Or
so much easier said than done.
yeah.
if you
You're
blanket
saying
it out,
it's
though,
hard
you
for you to
tell
say
them.
what you want, Christina?
Oh
If
no, it's
you
never hard
tell
for me
them,
to say what I want.
if you
But
tell them what you want, and and you guys establish that this is cheating, this is not cheating, this is cheating, and then they do it anyways, that's complete betrayal.
so
But
it's
a
not,
lot of people don't talk about that in the beginning until they are actually in a relationship and something happens. And they're like, well, why did you do this? Like, this is not okay. And they're
Then
like,
that's
well,
not
I
betrayal.
thought it was okay. You know, that kind of thing, because it's happened to me before. Like, and I was in my marriage and I was like a couple years in and it happened. And I was like, how do you think this is okay? And he was like, oh, we're just like a friendly conversation. Like, no, that's not. Like, if another like say another woman is in a relationship and she's talking to your husband about their sex life, do you
Oh, yeah.
like do you feel like that is okay because they're friends?
No.
No, it wasn't
so
okay.
listen, I talked to my male best friend all these years. I talk about my sexual relationships with him.
Your
I
flings
talk to
or
him
your
about it.
marriage?
Both.
Oh,
Both.
She goes, ooh.
So I do the
I've
same
done
thing.
both.
I do the same thing. I talk about my, my relationships. And are you talking about in the past before you met this person? You talk about your past relationships and your
No,
flings.
I'm talking about everything up to today.
current.
Oh, so you're like, oh, by the way, I'm like seeing somebody else while I'm talking to you.
No, I'm talking about my best. No, I'm talking about my best friend because you were talking about if the wife was talking to somebody else
Oh,
about their sexual issues. So I have been the wife talking to my male best friend about, about
Does your husband know when you're doing that? Like, is he like aware?
yeah.
not all the time, not all the time, not all the time, because
Also,
there are some things that I need a male perspective from.
but
You didn't
also
think you
you
were cheating?
knew that guy. You knew that guy before your marriage, right?
I've known him before everybody. I was 8.
Okay, so with mine, he didn't know her before our marriage.
Oh, fuck that out of here. Fuck out of
Oh
here.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
fuck out of
There's
here.
a
definitely.
So that's
difference.
a no.
There's a
No.
difference.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
different.
and then, like the fact that you told me you lied about being with her for one when we were in different states, and then you
Oh,
tell me later on she's a lesbian, but then I come to find out later on that she's bisexual. and she's with a guy, and she's talking to you about her sex life.
No.
There's
Yeah.
Talking to
So
somebody else about your sex life, except for, a very close whatever you guys got going on, Chris.
like a
If you're
girl.
talking to some stranger about your sex life, you're trying to turn it into a talk about your new sex life with that guy.
Exactly. And that's exactly the point that I was trying to make. And he's just like, no, it's just a friendly conversation. No, it's
we have
not.
quite a few comments. I agree sexting is cheating, but I will say I still get dick pics from people I don't I don't even know I've been engaged for a couple of years.
It's gonna happen.
But Christy, if you haven't daughter and are sexting with define the relationship and are sexting with somebody else, do you tell the first person? So here's the thing. No. But if I engage in sexual activity, yes. But if I'm just sexting, fuck out of here. I ain't telling him you ain't my man. Also, we hate to be called needy or aggressive. You're absolutely right. You go, girl. That's like Kenny. You know. Joanna says, I'm blunt to a fault. I'm not dating yet. But when I was, I'd straight up tell them I was talking sexting with somebody else. I will tell them if I'm talking to somebody else. I will be very open and honest about that because I don't need you popping up at my house and the next dude there. But anyway, that makes me look some kind of way and it don't. But what I mean by that is, but I don't need to tell you I'm sexting him. I don't need to tell you when I went out to dinner with him. I don't need to tell you when you don't need to know all of that because you're not my man. Just
Right.
know I'm seeing somebody else, period. End of story. I don't need to explain anything else because you're not my husband, nor
But
my man.
I don't even think that they need to know that unless they come to you. No, I
Nah,
don't. I don't.
I
Because
I do. Well, for me, I do because I don't need homeboy bumping into homeboy. Like so.
it doesn't even matter though, because even if they did bump in together, or you're out with somebody else, and some guy comes up to you that you've been talking to too, and it's like, oh, you didn't tell me about him, and I'm like,
No, I tell everybody about everybody.
but it's none of their business. For me, I'm like, it's none of your business whether I'm talking to somebody or not, because first of all, if we didn't have that conversation, it's none of your business. If we had the conversation, then of course I would be open and honest about it. But it just
Nah, I like to be honest. Like, listen, you're not the only one I'm talking to. There's somebody else, boo boo. Sexting is absolutely cheating. It feels like intent. How hurtful if you've been with someone and you're still out there looking for someone else or more. I have a question to that before we go into the. There's a bunch of comments that we need to get to, but I have
yeah.
a question. Answer it. I have a guy in my inbox right now. I have not responded to him. I haven't answered him. I have no interest. But his fiance friend requested me too, and I have her on my page as well. And I don't know what to do. So what do, people? Hell no. Do I tell her? Do I mind my business? Or do I shut
Screenshot.
it down?
No,
No, but
this is what you do. Okay. It depends on what he's saying in the messages. If you're ignoring him and you haven't looked at the messages yet, then just leave it at that. But
okay.
if you looked at the messages and you're seeing kind of something not right there, it depends on what he's saying though. He could be asking about our show, he could be asking about
No,
our
no,
podcast.
no.
No,
They're
he goes, no,
inappropriate.
no, 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 no.
They're
So
inappropriate.
if he is trying to get with you, then that's a totally different thing. And I think that if his fiance, you're friends with her on Facebook, right?
Here's my thing. I think she already knows, and that's why she requested me.
Yes,
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
she already
she must be
knows,
on
and
it.
that's why she requested me. So
yeah.
here's my thing.
And she's trying to figure out whether or not you're that type of chick.
Yeah,
That's
and she can
what she's trying to
probably
figure
tell that I'm not because she hasn't even come my way.
Don't let her marry him. You gotta just blow up his spot. She still could save herself.
But
Yes.
I was told that I shouldn't say anything to her, but I should check him.
No,
Yes.
just
He's just
ignore
gonna
it.
go do
I
it
would
to
ignore
No,
it.
somebody else then.
no,
All right,
because
let's get to these comments.
first of all, if she already knows, that's their problem. She already knows. She already friend requested you when he's in your inbox. So obviously she knows something is up. That is her problem that she has to deal with. She
Yeah.
can get all these, confirmations from all these different girls about her man. Like, oh, she wants to come question you about him, and you tell her, oh yeah, he's doing this and this and this. But if she's already having this feeling and she's still staying with him,
That's
what's gonna
right.
make
I
her?
say
Right.
screenshot it, send it to her, block them both, get the hell out of there.
I mean, you could do that too.
True. True. So he says it's tough, but I want to be in a healthy relationship at this age. I will be expressing what I'm looking for and want. If that pushes you away, then I don't want anything to do with you. Kenny said, no, no, I don't know what you're saying. No about it anymore. Oh, shoot, there's a whole bunch. Hold on, hold on.
There's a
I
lot.
got to read you
No,
about
no, no, she wasn't ready.
Yeah.
There's a lot I want to do too. So whenever you
Hippocrates? I'm not a hypocrite. I'm saying keep it real. Keep it 100. Like, you know what
yeah,
I mean?
I'm a
No,
hypocrite.
not true. It's awkward if that happens. I gotta try to remember what we were talking about. Screenshot, yes,
Yes.
girl. I
See, I
wouldn't
don't
even
have time.
answer
I don't have
him.
time
It
for
makes
that
me
screenshot.
as if
I
you're
agree with that.
engaging him. I haven't answered him. Crystal says, say nothing because she will accuse you and attack you and stay with him.
Yep.
You're
Yep.
right.
Um,
These women, that's what you were saying, Lady E. Let
Yep.
him know she requested you, then go from there. I could advise you best if I could see his message. Send it
Me
to
too.
me. Joking.
She
Yes.
says joking.
Okay. All right. We got through all of them. Good.
Okay, so I have some on mine now.
Go ahead.
Okay, so hold on one second. I just had it up. All right, I got more. Oh God. So Joseph Howe says, "Is this a serious question?" He also says, "Come on, heck no. Everyone doesn't believe in marriage." And then he says, we are adults. It doesn't need to be written down. If we are dating in a relationship, the expectation to be monogamous, period. And he
Nah,
says,
that's not
why
true.
talk about, he's like, why talk about your sexual relationship with anyone? Dion says, Chrissy, that's not good at all.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what.
Dion, tell me again what's not good.
I think he clears it up. You
Okay.
are giving your best friend tools to come in one day to replace him.
No,
Mm,
no, no. Y'all are no, 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 no. Y'all really like I don't understand why people think that male and female, just because you have two parts that freaking connect, that just because that happens, that it's automatically absolutely not. 35 years of friendship and this man has never tried.
that's
No,
rare. That's
that's
because
not.
it's rare. It's because it's
Well,
rare. That's why.
but I'm telling you, like, I love this man to death. He loves me to death. And at the end of the day, he supports me. He listens to what I got to say, the issues that I go through. He tells me his best piece of advice. And he says, but you know what? You do what you want, and I'm going to support you. And I love you. And I'm here no matter what happens at the end. Like, so he is a true friend. This man is a true friend. So, no, I won't accept that. He is.
Joseph Hale also says, get the perspective from your husband. And he says, what are we doing today? We need to completely open and honest with everyone. Come on, ladies. He says,
Right.
please invite to talk on these sessions. So, Joseph Howe, maybe we will have you on one night as our special guest because you seem very, very interested in what we have to say about relationships, and we could always use a male's perspective on things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Dion says, I like honesty to know where I stand in the relationship or the get to know you process. Okay. So he agrees with you, Chrissy, about being open about, telling the other person, yeah, I'm talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And then Mike O'Shea says, good show.
oh,
Good. And to Crystal, no, he doesn't have a girlfriend. He doesn't wife. He doesn't have a wife, and he doesn't have any kids. My kids are his kids. He has other female friends that their kids are his kids. He's got his niece and nephews. He's just he is a rare breed. He's a rare individual. He's a phenomenal human being. Like anybody who knows him, it's to love him. And if you guys had the opportunity to meet him, you would understand that it is genuine. His friendship, genuine. So
I believe you. It's rare though.
yeah.
Yeah, it's rare. It's rare, but it does happen. I believe you too.
Well, when he guess what, she's gonna be mad as hell. I'm saying, but you know what? I respect. Here's the thing. Here's the one thing. Um, you're absolutely right, George. Here's the one thing. I would respect his relationship if he came to me and said, "Look, she's not really cool with how close we are." I would be like, you know what? For the sake of your relationship,
Right.
I respect it. So
Yeah,
if it needs to be that we all go out together, then we all go out together. If it needs to be that she needs to meet me and get to know me, I got you. That's our friendship, but that's what friends do,
right.
right? That's what
Yeah,
friends do. I'm not gonna hate and get mad. I'm gonna, if he ever gets a girlfriend or a wife, we're trying to find him a wife because he needs these damn kids already. Like, so I'm not the only female friend, but like I swear to God, that he's really
yeah,
that's my own
very
personal growth.
right. It's very mature of you to do that, and I would totally do the same if I had a male friend. I'd
Yeah,
be like, "Yeah, let's go hang out with your
Yep.
girl."
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. And he wouldn't disrespect any woman who gets this man is going to be blessed. Like he really is an amazing. And I know you're probably like, well, then why aren't you with him? Because we're like brother and sister. Like it just that's never those parts don't connect. We're just not gonna, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
What? No, Crystal, because he will present his future wife to her, and if she is the right one, she will be good with it.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Okay.
If she's jealous about your relationship with him, it's probably not the best situation if you guys are that close, you know?
He wouldn't
Like,
tolerate it anyway either. He's not the type that would tolerate. He wouldn't tolerate it. He would like, look, you're ready to get over it, chick. Like that's like my sis. Like, get over it. But we need to wrap this up because I got work in the morning, and we get to the best part. Best part. Truth or drink. All right, I'm
All
getting my shot
right.
ready. I'm getting my shot ready.
got a
Everybody
shot
got
ready.
their glass. Everybody got their glass.
Hold on, let me get my
Woo!
shot ready.
I'm gonna pour my mixed drink into the shot glass, okay? Because
All right,
I'm
that's
not ready
fine.
for a full shot.
That's fine.
All right.
I kind of want a sip of it now. I probably poured too much.
Got my shot ready.
So I'm the dealer, so it's got to go left, right? So we're gonna start with Montana.
Okay.
Really?
I gotta take a sip.
Now I've shuffled together all three different levels of cards, so you might get a extra dirty, you might get a happy hour. You never know.
Okay.
Ready?
Wait, who's going first?
Montana's going first. We're
Yeah,
gonna
I
go
go
now.
first. Good.
And you got a happy hour. See that? What's the most embarrassing thing you've had to ask Google?
Ah.
Honestly, how to use Instagram.
Yes, we
then-
know.
The worst part though is that I still don't understand it and I deleted the app. It's like I don't get it. I don't want it. I don't understand it. I can't do it.
BYOB, Ron.
Yep,
Here
it's
you go.
BYOB.
Do I have to drink this or am I good? Can I
No,
say
you
it?
don't have to drink.
If you answer, you don't have to
I have to
drink.
drink?
No.
No,
You
Oh,
you
answered
answered.
I
it.
told the truth. Okay,
Right?
cool.
Does she have to drink?
No, she doesn't have to.
No,
No,
she doesn't
we're
have
good.
to drink. All right, so
All
what does it
right,
go to me
Chrissy.
now?
Yep.
This is fate because Chrissy got extra dirty.
Of course.
Yeah.
What would it take for you to sleep with someone you're not physically attracted to?
Oh, we had that
Oh.
question. Yep, go to the next
All right,
one.
we had that last week. Let's see.
Wait, we did that already?
Yeah, we did that one last week.
Where was I? I'm just kidding.
Over here.
Wait.
Montana got that one last week.
Oh, right.
I just pulled another one from last week. What drugs have you tried? And your oral sex skills.
Yeah, we answered
That was definitely last week.
You gotta watch last
What
week's
deck is this,
episode.
Jackie? What do you got going on here?
Last week's episode. It's
How the hell did you shuffle?
My cheeks.
All right, Chrissy, have you ever had sexy time in public?
Ron Johnson. This is the best name ever.
Ron Johnson, really?
Red.
Pass that shit.
Hold on, go back. What did you say?
Pass that shit. I took my shot.
No. What'd you say?
The question
Wait,
was, have you ever had sexy time in public? And by drinking, she fucking answered.
You didn't want to answer that?
Nope.
That's
I've already been told to keep my legs closed.
All right,
Yes.
so there's a new spin. When you don't answer, you get a with a twist card. And that passes the answer to somebody or cancels the answer. Let's see what you got. You answer the other question on the card instead.
Oh. Shit, I don't get to drink again? Fuck, hold on. Let me
This is not a game. This is no longer fun.
Drink again. Hold on. Let me get it ready.
Please get ready because you're.
Fuck. God.
Describe your present state of pubic hair.
Oh my goodness.
She's drinking again.
Just say COVID-19. Just say it.
Next.
All right. We'll move on.
Out of here.
You're good, Chris. You are good. Erica. Lady E, what song are you most ashamed to admit that you love? Please reply by singing the song.
She's drinking. There's no way she's doing this. There's no way.
You gotta reply by singing.
I have to sing a song that I'm not proud of liking.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I can't even think of one right now.
Oh my God, no Taylor Swift songs. No New Kids on the Block.
Okay, here we go.
You're gonna do it?
I can't think
Are you gonna do it? I'm so excited. Are
I'm
you
not
gonna do
ashamed
it?
of any songs that I love. I sing them out loud all the time, so I don't even care.
George says he wants to hear those pipes.
I only sing in the shower. So if you want to record me in the
What
shower
the
singing,
hell did you just invite him to?
Hey, listen, we're all in the shower. We're all in the shower right now. You ready?
Just take a shot.
All right. If you're taking it, you got to take it with a twist. Let's see. The person 2 seats to your right answers the question. Montana.
What's the question?
What song are you most ashamed to admit that you love and reply by singing the song?
Can I call a friend? Can I take a shot?
You can take a shot, and then it's gonna go with a twist. So,
I got one.
Yeah. Can I take a shot instead? Because I'm not.
Yeah, you gotta take a shot.
Absolutely not doing that.
You can take a shot, and then I will sing my song because it's actually a country song.
If you sing it, I'll sing something.
all right. He said if
You sing your most embarrassing song, Lady, and I'll sing mine.
All right,
Aw.
it goes. Whose bed have your boots been under?
Shania!
Whose heart did you steal? I wonder. This time, did it feel like thunder, baby? And who did you run to? And whose lips have you been kissing?
I love it.
So now you gotta sing Montana.
I have to go, right?
Yeah, you have to sing.
You are my one flame desire. Here, hold on. Let me look at the lyrics. Hold on. Hear me when I say I want it that way.
Tell me now,
That
is
we
nothing
might
but
ain't nothing but a heartbreak. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. And
you
here
don't
we
need
go.
black.
I never want to hear you say I
Uh,
want it that way.
TJ, is that you?
That's mine. I'm gonna drink anyways because that was terrible.
all right.
That was beautiful.
Is this
All right.
happening?
I'm gonna put my
This
card.
is happening, and this is happening when you're on, sweetie.
Yes, girl.
Next
I'm just
Monday,
letting you know.
Joanna will be on
No,
our
it's not in sync.
panel.
It's not in sync. Backstreet Boys. Stop
Backstreet
it.
Boys.
Don't mess with the two.
Nope.
It is. It's actually not in sync.
In sync was my jam, but
Right
that
here.
song, that is my guilty pleasure.
He said, fuck my life.
Yes. Be prepared. Be prepared.
That's right. You're part of this.
Wow.
Nobody said we could sing. All right.
No one said we were trying to sing. That was a
Nope.
question, okay?
Nope.
All right. It's on you, Miss Spitter.
All right. What's something that completely changed you when you encountered it for the first time?
Oh, you got a fucking easy one.
Ooh.
She did that shit on purpose. She knew exactly where the next
I don't have anything for this.
Stop it, Joyce.
Motherhood,
Stop it. You're right,
having a
though.
human come out of my body, that changed me.
Yeah. That's a good answer. That's a very good answer.
You forever.
Yes.
Forever.
Facts.
You're never the same again.
Nope. Your body, your mind, your life, nothing.
No.
Done. It's all done.
You're just like, we fucked you once and we're here to fuck you again.
Yeah. All done.
That's
All done.
it. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this show up. We want to thank everybody who came on and stood on with us for the entire length of the show, who popped in and went back out and came back in again. Remember to make sure that you like, subscribe our YouTube channel, visit our IG page, make sure you visit our Facebook page. Pay attention to the email down below, as well as the phone number for text messages. Our Asking for a Friend segment will be on every week, as well as our Truth or Drink. I hope you had as much as fun as we did tonight. I'm going to pass it over to Lady E.
All right, everybody. I'm Lady E, and we are signing off tonight. And I just want to thank everybody for commenting and watching our show. We had a really, really good turnout tonight. And I love all the comments, and I love when you guys, give us your feedback and get involved in our conversation, because, we have our own perspectives on things, but we also want to hear everybody else's perspectives too, because you never know what you could learn from other people. And that's what this show is all about. It's learning from other people and getting into your mind and, maybe getting out of your comfort zone, as we would call it. And we love all of you. So I just want to appreciate that, and make sure you go down to the bottom of our podcast right now. We have an IG, Power P Ladies, and we also have our Clockwatch group. If you want to ask us a question, you can always email us or text us your question. And we love interacting with new people and hearing everybody's views on things. And I think that's a huge part of bringing people together in this world today, because a lot of people are very, very close-minded about things. So this opens up your mind and your heart on things that could be um, bettering for the whole world. So, and it's our therapy session. So
Free of
much
charge.
for coming in tonight. So, Miss Spitter.
I second all of that. The comments, our guests, you guys are awesome. Like, you really make this fun for us. I love you all, the panel as well. And I just really had a great time. So thank you, everybody. I hope that you come back next week. I will be a year older and wiser next Monday. So stay tuned. Come see it.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Happy birthday, because we might be on the phone still as we're all talking about this. So happy birthday in advance.
Birthday.
Also, I love you guys, and I love everyone commenting. I love this. This is so much fun for me. I look forward to this every single week. So I love that people are engaged in us and that you guys want to like participate. If you want to be on our show, you want to be in it, jump in, communicate. Right. I love it. It's fantastic. The feedback, the comments, like this is what we're all about. This is my Monday. This is my life right now. And this.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you. And Mondays are way better now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We made Mondays.
The start of the work week, so you need something to decompress from just coming off the weekend and going right back to work. This is it. We're it.
We are here to make you feel better.
Absolutely.
And I love everyone who comments. You guys are all awesome. So.
And thank you for the ones who keep coming back for more.
Absolutely.
You're either a psychopath or think we're hilarious. One or the other.
We're both. We're a mixture of everything.
We're both. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a blessed night. Take care.
Bye.